right. We are live. And I know I sprung this out of nowhere. So I decided I'm going to start the stream for 5 minutes. I'm going to have Georgia hang out and we'll start getting into the more adult themed stuff in 5 minutes. But for the first 5 minutes, we'll just hear what Georgia's thoughts on things are. Georgia, how are you?
Good.
Good. Let me ask you a question. Okay. So hypothetically,
why does he have a glove on?
No.
That's just the first thing I'm
asking. No. What I was going to ask you is, let's say that you were trying to solve a kidnapping. Okay. Kidnapping. Can everybody hear me? Wait, YouTube is breaking from all the truth. YouTube acting real funny for like everything or just, okay. YouTube is acting weird. Okay. YouTube's home screen is down. Okay, that's super weird. Anyway, so Georgia, well, it'll work itself out. So, like I said, we're gonna do 5 minutes, Georgia, and we'll rock it. Well, but how are you guys all on if YouTube is broken? I don't get it. Every single person is saying it. Hang on, let me check. Let me check it, yo. Or Georgia, here. Let's look on this page. We're gonna examine this ourselves. Georgia.
Yes.
All right. And oh wow. YouTube is gone. How is everybody watching?
How are y'all watching?
Georgia.
I can't. It's not saying it.
Okay, but you can't touch the thing or else it does it makes terrible noises. Okay, so yeah, anyway, but what we were going to talk about here for a few minutes while everybody gets on is this case. Okay, so check this out, Georgia. Somebody's...
See, I was right.
What?
I literally just said, why is he wearing a glove?
Yeah, I know, but okay, that's not...
literally said key glove.
What? DNA? No, you didn't let me finish the thought, kid.
Fine.
Okay, what I was going to say is that there is a woman who has been kidnapped, okay? Supposedly.
Who?
Her name's Nancy Guthrie. She's the mother of a very famous broadcaster. Okay. So someone is sending ransom notes. You know what a ransom note is? You never heard of a ransom note? It's crazy, dude. Kids don't know nothing, man. No. I'm serious. I'm not saying you. Like, I forget that kids that like they don't know this. Anyway, a ransom note basically is if someone kidnaps this lady and then they send a note to the people who would want them back and they're like, give us $1 million and you can have your mommy back. Do you know, like, so that's like a ransom note. I told, dude.
It's not, bro.
Okay, good. Okay. Then just hold it and do not touch the bottom. Oh my God. There. Okay, hang on. Anyhow, okay. So finicky. Shit. Okay. Anyway. So, oh my God.
What?
Okay. This thing is super finicky. You can't touch it. Anyway, so ransom note went to the family and they're like, we will give you your mommy back if you pay us. Okay. Oh my God. That is insane. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but that on my side, the feedback is insane every time you touch it. Why would you bring your child on alive? Because she's a star. She's a star. Anyway, so I think personally, Georgia, that this whole ransom note thing is not real. I think that something happened with the mom and then these people are sending ransom notes to trick them. But check this out. So they found a glove.
A glove?
2 miles from their house, from the lady's house. And it was like, oh, look at 2 miles from Guthrie's $1 million house in Tucson. And they're like, I think that this is going to be the key to break the case open because, like you pointed out, the person in that article was wearing black gloves, which is like, you found a black, how many people wear black gloves?
You.
No, I'm saying like in general, is that like a common thing for people to do?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like if you just find some random black glove, would you assume that it belongs to a kidnapper if it was like 2 miles from the house?
Well,
No?
I would, but I won't.
Who do you think is most likely to kidnap someone that's in your class? Nobody?
I don't know.
Okay. All right. We got to rock and roll, dude. You're super cute. Bye. Because I got to do, well, I mean, you can hang out, but just for like 2 more minutes while I set this thing up. Okay. So what we're going to talk about today, everybody, is we are going to go through this new story. Well, first of all, we can do a conversation about the Charlie's Alive stuff, because I realized I hadn't done a super like a stream about that in general. And then we're going to get into some other stuff, because in case you guys didn't hear, Hillary Clinton has been now officially questioned about their connections to the Epstein files, and it is hilarious. Like, it is absolutely hilarious. Go Brown, you do realize if Charlie's alive, he's evil, right? He'd be sentencing an innocent man to death or life in prison. So basically, you think Charlie Kirk is evil? That's inaccurate. In my theory, there's no way that if I'm right, there's no way that someone's going to prison for a crime they didn't commit at all. That's just totally inaccurate. That's never been part of my theory. They would never do that. And my theory is that the type of people who would be able to rip the ground up at UVU one day after this happens are the types of people who could have enough control in the state that they could juke a trial, or have Tyler Robinson like in the shoe, he's in the special housing unit, and then they just remove him and then bring him wherever he's at. Then they bring him back the night before trial. He goes there, whatever. And they're like doing something where he's getting shuffled in and out. And in reality, there is absolutely no scenario that Charlie would send some kid to death row when he didn't do anything. That's not possible. But like, hang on. So wait, I just saw something on there. Let me see. Yes, YouTube's down for everybody, it sounds like. Where are we talking about? Hold on. No, I don't see anyone talking about my kid. But that would be a good way to have your head smashed into the pavement, or your Georgia, what do you think would happen if someone ever in person tried to press you and with like if you were with me? Do you ever have any concerns that you are unsafe if I'm there? Correct. This isn't a subject you discuss with a kid. Okay. Thank you for the super chat, you guys. Georgia, do you think that we're doing a bad job parenting you? What do you think? No, I agree. Okay, I gotta actually talk about something that I can't talk about in front of you, though. You gotta go. But you are super cute. Thank you for your help. You and me are gonna do an ad together, either tomorrow or the next day. Cool. Good job. Love you. Hang on. All right. Now, hold on. Oops. Fuck. Okay, there we go. All right. Now we can get into this thing. I wanted to give people some time because, again, like I just threw this up out of nowhere. So, okay, I'll show you guys okay, YouTube Premium is working fine. Okay, so, oops. There we go. All right, so here's what we're going to go through. Number one is we have this story that is about the people who were fired from their jobs after the Charlie thing are looking for justice, which is absolutely fucking hilarious. Okay. I read the first like 2 paragraphs of this because I was like, hang on, let's see if they're talking about people who like said something that was very much undeserving of being fired. And the very first thing I was like, nope, fired. That's your headline person who didn't deserve to be fired. And they text that. No. So we'll go through that just for some entertainment. And then I am really up in the air about what I want to do here because I have an entire Charlie is Alive like new episode that I'm going to do based on a lot of stuff that's in this video right here. And it's about the Fort Huachuca stuff. But mostly I want to talk about that in more general terms in this stream and just like how the basic, okay, I'll tell you exactly where this is the, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even realize I had super chats, but I'll answer these and then I'll tell you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. So did you see the audio reports of an SUV speeding down the highway with a person hanging out the windows, possibly CK trying to escape? It broke my, wait, what? No, I did not. And that is, don't let that break your heart. That is not Charlie Kirk for sure. Laura, thank you for the super chat. And does he go look into the Red Shoe Club? Oh, I know all about it. It's awful. It's very, very gross. That was one of the things I actually thought might not be real because it was so fucked up, but it is apparently. So here is what I was going to say about this. Okay. It's like in general, in like kind of high level, the Charlie's Alive theory will take a long time to marinate into people's heads that are smart because they did such an incredible job with this in my, again, everything that I say after this moment is all obviously hypothetical. I'm not, I have no way of verifying any of this stuff. I am just telling you what I believe to be true, but like they did such an incredible job and it was just like doing it in front of the world what are people going to not believe their eyes? It was only because they did like the behavior afterwards was so wrong that it made me start taking the theory seriously. And then I started connecting all of these different things with what I was going to say is that what all of us were doing or still doing is we're finding inconsistencies in the story, like stuff that doesn't make any sense. We were like, fuck, like that's absurd. I'll give you a perfect example. Okay. So like I saw that Barron was talking about that Erika may have actually been in Utah instead of wherever she said she was on the day of, like September 10th, whatever it was, like she might have been in Utah. I didn't see exactly what like the details were, but I saw that was something he was talking about. This is not a good example. It's just the first thing that came to mind. But like every single time that a story like that comes up, okay, once you take for granted that in the event that it was going to be a murder, it would make absolutely no sense for the conspirators to be going to the place, right? It's like, okay, so if we're saying this is super weird, why would she lie about where she was? And now she's actually in Utah. Like if it was a single thing in a vacuum, then sure. You're like, okay, maybe this means she was involved somehow and like she was doing whatever. But the much more likely scenario by a mile is that they would stay the fuck away from it if they were involved in a murder, right? And so in the event that she was in Utah, it doesn't support that she's a conspirator. It supports the fact that I'm right. And when you look at literally every single thing that people are talking about, especially the Fort Huachuca one, like by 100 miles, the Fort Huachuca one, if what is in the Wolves and Finance one thing is correct, and you start looking at it like, okay, well, let's just assume Jesse's right. Then it's everything where you like, this doesn't make sense. It just falls into place like a puzzle piece where you're like, it makes perfect sense if what you're actually looking at is this gigantic operation that they're training for, plotting for, and they do all this intelligence work there. This is like, and they, they've got family connections there. Family connections do not indicate that, oh, all of them are going to conspire and whack out Charlie. You got like 50 fucking collaborators. If you have this many collaborators, it's the opposite of that. It means they are collaborating to help him in whatever they're doing. You know what I mean? So like the other thing too, is that all of the people whose opinion I respect, like all of the people who I think of as smart, who are investigating this thing, are all in the same boat, which is the same boat I was in up until a couple of weeks ago, which was all I know is that the official story makes no sense. Like makes no sense. This cannot be, right? this doesn't fit in this, but you're kind of like eating in the direction of something, but you're like, but if you asked anyone, you're like, but what do you think happened? You know, like if you ask any of the smart people, what do you think happened? There's no one who has a coherent answer that they are like, well, here is my proposal for what actually happened. No one has one because none of it adds up. All you know is that it's not that you smell a rat. There's a dead rat hanging in front of your face. You're like, I know something's wrong here. And I know that there's a lot of people involved, but you can't put the pieces together because the pieces don't make sense. I can't think of another person who has actually proposed well, this is what I think solves all of it. And mine, from my perspective, it literally it answers every single question. Like it answers everything. Nonetheless. Okay, let me, Danks, what's up, dude? Could it be possible Tyler is a criminal being convicted for something else somewhere else? Just need to figure Tyler out and you nail it fully. It can't be that. And I thought about that after we talked. The reason it can't be that is because the risk would be that Tyler, while in court, assuming that was the case, and they're like setting up to put someone to death who already deserved that or whatever. If I'm right, you need to know that Tyler Robinson is not going to like blurt out, they're keeping me hostage and I'm doing blah, blah, blah. I mean, I guess maybe it's possible if you are telling that person, like, look, we've got you dead to rights on this, and you can, okay, all right, how about this? In that hypothetical, you could have someone dead to rights who's about to do life in prison in some foreign prison, like some nightmare foreign prison where no young white kid would ever want to be. And it's like, look, we have an opportunity for you. You can do your time in an American prison, okay, where you're not going to have to worry about, getting gang raped by a bunch of, people in Thailand for the rest of your days, which are probably very short. And then they agree to it, whatever. But you can't really rely on him not to say anything. Like everybody that is on the inside, you need to be able to rely on not to say anything if I'm right. The Tyler Robinson thing is the number one part of this. That's the only reason where I could say like, I'm like 95% sure. All of whatever my uncertainty is all tied up in, I don't know how they're doing the Tyler Robinson thing. I don't know. I have no idea. There's no way for me to know. And I think I will probably never know. What I can say is that shit with Lance, dude, the Lance Twiggs thing, not one piece of interaction on his TikTok for 6 years. 6 years of posts, no interaction at all up until after Charlie got shot. Very, very suspicious, dude. The story about hanging out the SUV was on the police scanner. Look it up. Okay, I will absolutely do that right now. So actually, you know what? Can someone look that up and then shoot actually, Danks, if you're in front of the computer, can you find this story and then email it to me and I'll pull it up? I would appreciate that very much. Congratulations. Oh, did I hit it? Joe Jersey, thank you very much. Did I hit 600K? Oh, that'll be so exciting if I did. Hang on. We're going to do this together, you guys. Capture this moment live at one. Dude, I was live. I was actually inadvertently live streaming when I hit 100K too. Like just like 100K and 600K, I guess. Oh, and I can't pull it up because YouTube's down, dude. Are you serious? Maybe I could pull it up on Studio. I can't on my phone. Let's see. I am, dude. I did it. I did it thanks to you guys. Thank you guys very, very much. Joe Jersey, thank you so much for pointing it out. You guys are the best, dude. I will kiss all of your collective faces at one time. Okay, you're the only one bringing the real thought, truth. Thank you. I mean, thank you very much. But I mean, it seems to me like there's a lot of really sharp people who are investigating. It's just that, like, I don't know. Again, I could say this without any question. I never would have gotten there. I would have never gotten there had it not been for my friend Ryan, who put it in my ear like literally a long, like, I don't even know. I mean, I could go back in our text and look, but it was months ago. It was months ago. And I just was like, I mean, you guys, actually, matter of fact, I talked about it in my videos all the time, where I was like, I mean, I was like super flippant about it. I talked about it in my videos all the time, where I'm like, maybe he's alive, dude. I don't know. Like, I've left 5% chance he's alive, 10% chance he's alive. That's where I was at all the way through, right up until I heard Erika on that record. That's when it was the recorded call that Candace played when she was talking to the entire team at TPUSA after the memorial and all of that stuff. When I heard that call, she was so elated because of their success that she forgot. Like, even though like they're not doing a great job acting, but she like fully forgot. And I caught it. Like, it was just one of those things where I'm like, you guys, I showed it in that video where I'm like, okay, because I was watching it for the first time live, and I was like, no, okay. Bottom line is, either this person is an alien or Charlie's fucking alive. There's no other option. I had not put the actual piece together. I just was like, no, this is not possible. And then I got struck by a lightning bolt, literally like a lightning bolt. And where all of it was just like, oh my God, it all hit me all at once. And it was actually the moment when the moment when it hit me was, I'm constantly running a million different, you know what? Actually, I pulled something up so I could show you guys this, because it's the only thing I've ever seen that accurately like explains how my brain works. Here it is. Okay, here, I'll pull this up right now. My wife sent this to me and I was like, holy shit. I'm like, that's exactly it, dude. Like, this is exactly it. It was an Instagram post. Okay, so this is it right here. So this is literally like exactly how my brain works. So it's like some brains never sit still. They scan, analyze, predict. Psychologists call it hypervigilant cognition, and most people misunderstand it completely. You're not overthinking. Your brain is running simulations. Before others notice a shift in tone, your mind has already mapped 5 different outcomes. Exactly how my brain works 100% of the time. Not anxiety preparation. Hypervigilant cognition develops. The brain learns, if I stay alert, I stay safe. So it monitors facial micro expressions, tone changes, emotional temperature, environmental patterns, all automatically. Correct. Yes. While others react after something happens, your mind predicts it before it does. That's why you often say, I knew this would happen, because you did. Psychologists describe this as accelerated pattern detection. Your brain connects small signals into meanings faster than average. You don't process more emotion, you process more information. This is why people like you often anticipate conflict early, read rooms instantly, sense danger before proof exists, adapt faster under pressure. Your nervous system is tuned. I've literally never in my entire life, I've been witness to so much violence in my life. It's fucking crazy. Never once where I didn't see it coming long before it actually happened. Like, where it's just like, okay, and this is like the part that landed super heavy was the part about the simulations. That's exactly what I do all the time. It's just I'm running, like I've said that a million. I'm like, my brain's doing 14 different things at once, but that's basically what it's doing. Mental fatigue, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So that's it. But the most thing is, was about the simulations, because that is exactly how my brain works. And when I listened, I saw the Erika Kirk thing with the recorded call, and that was a huge tell. And then, so when I started thinking through the entire thing, I was going back through all of the information that I had from that, from the event itself and everything that happened after, and just doing that, like whatever, however this works in my brain is just like, and I was thinking about Phil Lyman, and I remembered that Phil Lyman did that super weird thing where he like laughed and then he got back into character. And then I remembered that Phil Lyman had another role in this thing, which was that he went on to Alex Jones's show and he said that he saw 2 goth girls who were standing there and very cold and quiet without any emotion, was like, fuck these people. And I remember that because that story, that landed heavy on me. Like, that was one of those things where I was like, it has to be the leftist. That's why I was immovable. One of the reasons I was immovable that it was leftist before that. But as soon as I realized, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, Phil Lyman, we've got this, we got this. He went on Alex Jones, and what did he say on Alex Jones? He said, holy fucking shit. And then I just started working backwards through all of it. And it like hit me like a fucking, like a sledgehammer. And I just could see it all. And I was like, oh my God. And then everything that's come since then has like confirmed that I'm right, you know? But who knows? I mean, this is just in my brain. My brain, like I might be running simulations that are fucked up and I'm not right, you know? Why fake it to reverse course on his beliefs? He's definitely not doing that. This would not be about reversing course. There's nothing he's done that's reverse course either. Like people keep bringing that up to me. They're like, why would the organization go such a complete opposite direction than where Charlie was leaning? And it's like, but has it? Like the thing that they were all so upset about his donors and all that was specifically about him platforming Tucker Carlson and those guys. Like he was losing donors because he was allowing people like Tucker Carlson to speak, you know, and that's why he's like, I'm thinking about just inviting Candace because Candace is like the ultimate for them. I mean, obviously like outside of maybe Nick Fuentes, but like they still platform Tucker, like Amfest. They had him up there. That's Steve Bannon. He didn't reverse course. Like the world doesn't work in black and white. There's so much gray area. And if you're navigating leadership in an organization as large as TPUSA, like there's no just like, you don't. So like, I'll give you a perfect example. So like what Candace does, and I have Candace's honesty in what she believes is one of the things I respect most about her. She doesn't give a fuck. She will tell you exactly what she believes is true all the time. And given her position in this kind of ecosystem that we operate in, she can do that without sacrificing like something she's worked her entire life to. Like basically, if you think about it this way, Charlie can have, developing ideas about the government of Israel as an example, and at the same time, not be willing to like tear down all of this gigantic organization that basically spent his life building due to that one issue, because Israel has always been very intertwined with TPUSA from a funding standpoint, from who they're close to, from the donors, all that stuff like that. You don't just like unwind all of that because leadership in the country over there is, you disagree with the things they're doing. So it's like gray. Like there was no scenario where Charlie was going to just straight up lock out all. I mean, listen, I don't think he was going to do that. If he was, then they would have, I would imagine, had to have taken him off the map, or he probably would have gotten whacked out. But like, I don't know. I don't really see where like I mean, I know they're kind of like, Shabbat Shalom and all that stuff. I don't know. I mean, I don't really, honestly, I am not the fucking guy to talk to about like being able to pick out every time someone does a, like a nod to Israel, but I don't see what they're doing at TPUSA to be like some kind of reversal, because they still had Tucker on. You know what I mean? Marcos, thank you for the super chat, good sir. You're great. You did say the interview with the head of security's interview, he was so true, drummed out. Based on your intuition, now he isn't. Why not admit you were wrong? Oh, dude, I was wrong about a million fucking things, dude. For sure. And people being able to pull off acting better than others is not like some gigantic development. You know what I mean? Like I'm fucking wrong about all kinds of shit. I might be wrong about this entire thing. That's one thing that I always think is really funny about the way people interpret me, is they'll just admit you're wrong. I'm like, I was wrong. I'm like, I don't understand. I don't understand. I admit I'm wrong all the time, as long as I like believe I was wrong. There are things that people think like have been proven that I was wrong, when I'm like, okay, but I don't believe that. In this case, either I am wrong about this fucking entire thing, or I was wrong when I said I think that this security guy is telling the truth. One of them has to be wrong. At this moment right now, I think I was wrong about the interview. I don't remember what I said though. I know I did say he came off more genuine than anybody else. Justice Stewart, thank you. Jesse for president. That is not a job for me, dude. That is not. I am not built for politics, man. They are, man, I don't even know. I don't know. Politics. Wait, hang on. Did you say if your YouTube is down, update your app? No way. I'll tell you why I think that is potentially very interesting. Okay, so I'll show you right now. Yeah, dude, it is. Okay, let me update the app and see if that works. And I'll tell you why that's interesting right here. Because I saw this thing from Bongino. And the reason I pulled it up is because I was going to be like, well, I don't trust this. Okay, check this out.
If you have an iPhone, critical public service announcement from the DB show. Update your iOS. Major update from Apple. They had some kind.
Okay, so I saw that. And like, it's just so funny. The way my brain works is I was like, well, they're probably, sliding something into all of our iOS that's going to give them access to whatever, like some spying shit. Like my brain, I always assume there is some kind of like nefarious intent behind anything like that. It's totally, again, probable that like he knows there's something that like, there's your iOS is exposed right now. But my brain always defaults to how could this be some kind of weird shit that they're trying to get over on me with? Where's my app store, dude? Did you guys see Shia LaBeouf got his fucking ass kicked in front of a bar the other night? That video, he got beat up, dude. YouTube. There's not even an update for me. Oh, no, there is. Never mind. All right, we'll see how that works. INTG or ENTG is what sounds like. Ridge Runner, thank you. INTG or ENTG is what it sounds like. I don't know what that means. INTG or are you talking about stock? Or ENTG? This is I'm probably an idiot for not knowing what this is. I don't know. I'll come back to it, dude. Yara, what's up, my dude? Thank you very much for the super chat. You see an old 4chan post describes Roger Stone with his back. I have seen that. I've seen that actually. Doing something to guy's face while wearing a bull mask. The post said the ritual type plays. The person in the mask can do whatever they want on that. Dude, that's so crazy. I read that. I think I saw it on Reddit though, and that post was so. Like, I think I might have even commented something like, I was like, I don't even care if this is true. This is like the most captivating story ever. Like, it takes a lot for me to read a story that long. And whoever wrote that, like, that one was wild. What reason he faked his death to leave the rest of his so-called best friends to deal with the drama? No, okay. Have you guys watched the series? Like, if you haven't watched the series, the hypothesis for why he would have done it, or all of them would have done it, is, I mean, there's obviously like multiple pieces to it, but from Charlie's perspective, first of all, a major one, especially, have you guys watched Dank's video about why Charlie was almost certainly going to prison? So Charlie, but like going into the 2024 election, Charlie had found out that part of Jack Smith's special counsel investigation was targeting him personally and TPUSA. Like if Trump would have lost the election, he was going to prison. Fact. Like, and you can hear that from Charlie himself. And then Danks looked into all of it. I mean, honestly, anybody who has paid attention to that side of the investigation, where they've kind of looked into how TPUSA is structured and all that. I mean, I have looked at that stuff a lot. In every video, I'm not being hard on him. I'm kind of like, this is just smart. This is what I would do. But then like once the Charlie would have gone to prison thing came up, and I looked and I'm like, oh wait, this shit's all illegal. Like, this appears to be illegal. So there's that, but in terms of why, all the way up to Trump and these guys who would have had to cash Trump, JD Vance, the TPUSA leadership, and whoever is helping orchestrate from a big power base perspective, is because they believe, and they genuinely believe, that like the future of the planet, and certainly the future of the country, is on the line over the next 12 years. Because as these tools get implemented, these tech tools, AI, especially AI. And I realize people can't really understand why this moment is so important. But basically, if the bad guys who have been undermining the country for the last however long, these people who pump money into these far left organizations who then go out and they burn the cities and they cause chaos, and they're trying to, and then they also open the borders. Like, all of this stuff is meant to weaken the country. It's what they did in Europe in a bunch of places. Like, they pose everything that they're doing under the guise of empathy, right? It's like, come on, man. They've got nowhere to go. We need to help these refugees. You just want to throw them out on the street. And that has nothing to do with why they're actually doing it at all. They are trying to break the West. Okay. You can look, it's China. It's, a lot of the people behind the Epstein stuff, like there's kind of, it seems like everybody is involved in the Epstein thing, but without any shred of doubt, there has been a constituted, absolutely real effort to undermine American values, to undermine faith in the church, to undermine family values, to undermine the things that are actually pivotal to having a strong, unified society. And Charlie and his people absolutely believe that they stand in direct opposition to that. Like, they are the opposition. And as much as when people look at organizations like this who are implementing large scale things that are targeting populations, and people always assume that there is a nefarious intent, because in many cases there are. I genuinely believe that Charlie's effort in this era is meant to use tools that are fucking inevitable, absolutely inevitable, and use TPUSA's access to all of the different organizations, the churches, the schools, and all of that. And he's going to use these tools to shape the future minds of the country. I'm getting way past where we're at right now in terms of what I believe TPUSA is actually doing. But all of that hinges on them retaining control of the top of the United States government. They have to. Like, if they lose, and someone if Kamala Harris would have won, do you guys, like, I realize people hate Trump. Like, I get it, dude. And like, obviously the last few months with the Epstein files has given people extra reasons to be like, fuck this guy, fuck the administration. Why are they covering up for these people? I totally understand. The other side of that ticket was Kamala Harris, who's non-existent. The other side of the ticket last time was Joe Biden. These are not people who you can trust at all to protect us from what we're talking about under any circumstances. I'm not saying that Kamala is in a room going like this and she's like, so how are we going to destroy America? What I'm saying is she has no plan. She is a soulless ambition person who herself wants to be president because it would be some kind of career thing. People like that you can corrupt in 1 second. Okay. Like, the reason they're there is selfish. It does not have anything to do with the collective good. And people like her are not capable of even understanding the concepts. Like, if you put me in a room, and this is the only thing that I will put myself on a pedestal on, is about how I understand people and how people all fit together. If you put me in a room with the people who are planning this on either side, I will be able to talk like this. These conversations are 100% real. There is no question about that. If you put a person with blind ambition into the presidency and these things around them, then the people who are planning behind this will use them like pawns. They will never even realize they're being used, and the fucking country will get eroded. Charlie understands this. The people around him understand this. And I believe that Charlie was like, this moment right here, if I got assassinated by the far left, we'll take the strength that we already have and we'll literally coat it in fucking platinum gold. It'll be impossible to break. And it would have worked. It would have fucking worked. If not for the fact that Candace was not in Erika's role. Candace was on the other side of this. Literally, the plan would have fucking worked. Like, his exact vision would have worked. It's the irony of it is so fucking great. If I'm right, the irony of it is just absolutely unbelievable. These people who talk shit about Candace, I understand. She's very hyperbolic. I get it, dude. But the reason that she is the thing that everyone's talking about is because of how, because she's that type of character in the story. If she was the one who slid into leadership at TPUSA and she was the front person, dude, it's I would love to go into that parallel universe and see how that plays out. She eats these motherfuckers. She'll eat them, dude. She'll bury them. And she's not scared of them either. Like the people I'm talking about scare the fucking shit out of me. They scare the shit out of me. She doesn't scare ever. Like she's just, I don't understand it. So if she would have been in that role, it would have worked. The problem is that what you actually had over here were people who don't understand how to pull this off beyond, like they pulled it off at first. If I'm right, again, I don't know if I'm right. They pulled it off at first and you had everybody looking and they're like, what the fuck? These people are celebrating him getting murdered. That was the most easily foreseeable thing in the entire world. Of course they were going to celebrate. Of course they're going to celebrate because exactly what I'm talking about, straight up population brainwashing has been happening for the last 20 years. And since social media, it's so easy for them. It's unbelievable. Like, do you understand how easily you can manipulate a person's brain as, shown by the evidence? If you have a number of people that we have who are completely cool with celebrating a person getting murdered in front of the world. Okay. Like I realize that my hypothesis is that this is not real, but that doesn't change what I'm talking about. If the current president got murdered, okay, out of all, let's say you pick any random 30 people that you know, and you come from a place where you know Democrats and Republicans, how many of the Democrats do you know? What percentage of the Democrats do you think would in their mind celebrate? Like they would be, they were just in closed doors with nothing but other Democrats, what percentage would celebrate? Fucking 80% of them. 80% of them would celebrate if he got his head blown off in front of the entire world. Okay. You really think that that's because of Trump? Like, I don't care. And I hope someone who hates Trump is here to hear this. If you really believe that your feeling of like, yay, that'd be awesome if the American president got their head blown off. And that's because I'm so fucking smart and I'm so good at analyzing how evil a person this is. You are not smart at all. You're a fucking idiot. And you do not understand how any of this works at all. Okay. Like, I'm not saying you need to like him. What I'm telling you is you dehumanizing him to that point is because of the tools I'm talking about. And AI is going to kick that into fucking overdrive. So if Charlie is the one who has his finger on the joystick and he drives it towards family values, Christian values, or what, or faith in God, whatever, America matters, we're the whatever, that is going to be the difference between America, strong country, and American collapse. Because that is going like this is the real, these are the roads. Okay. If you think there's not a world where America collapses over the next 2 decades, you're fucking out of your mind. That's why I think he did it, is because this was meant to be the watershed moment that just fucking also a not small part of this at all is the fact that what did they do immediately after this? Like, what did they do immediately afterwards? They designated Antifa domestic terrorists, which sounds like a fancy word, but is a very different thing legally. It gives them the ability to dive into their funding and who is funding them. The people I'm talking about who are intentionally trying to destroy the country. Okay. That is, so all of it's all connected. And then I also hear people saying, they're like, but gosh, man, Charlie, like he had the world by the balls and now he has to like live underground and whatever. Okay. What he is going to be doing, if I'm right, is he's going to be in a position where he is a power-based broker, and to the world, he's invisible. Like the world thinks he's dead. There is not a more powerful position you could possibly be in because your enemies can't attack you. At least they can't unless they figure it out. And I apologize for that, by the way, guys. If that, like if this is whatever, I could just say, I believe that I'm right. Like I really do. And even though I am riding with Charlie 1,000%, and I realize, of course, he wanted to pull this off. Like, so me talking about it would seem like I'm betraying him if I believe that I'm right, but I don't. And the reason is because I think that the primary people who are driving the attack dogs against him, if they understood what's actually happening, they would stop. Like they would stop and all of this would stop. But that's my honest reason that I was doing this. Aside from the fact that I'm pretty fucking proud of myself that I figured this out, dude. Okay. So, check email. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll check the email right now. So, Okay, Charlie hanging out of the car. Let me pull it back. Oh shit. Okay. Oh, this is from. This is Barron's yesterday. Oh shit! I didn't realize that. I would have fucking done this 10 minutes ago before I started talking for a fucking half an hour. Hang on. I had no idea. Okay, let me pull it up right now. What the fuck just happened? Why did my computer? God, I can't, dude. And then just like freezes. Give it a second. Hang on. Did I get that exported? Okay, I did. Now I can get rid of that app. Bye-bye. And that should fix that. Speaking of updates, the most computer made it to where my RAM is not enough. It's insane. This is, I bought literally like 3 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, I bought the most expensive fucking MacBook that exists, and it freezes now after the update. It's insane. And ChatGPT told me it was because it's trying to do too much. Okay, let's do this thing. Okay, so 2725. Okay. Now, I said this last night, since we're talking about Barron. I know Barron had a point that he was like, if Charlie was alive, there's no way he would allow what's happening to Erika to happen to Erika, which is, it's like a what do you call it? Like an objection that a good man would bring up, because I agree with him 1,000. I would never let Gabrielle go through this in any other circumstance. The thing about what I'm talking about though is there's no going back. Like you cannot go back. It's a one-way ticket. He knew that. It is what it is. There's no going back, because all of the people who participated in this would be implicated criminally and whatever. Like you cannot do it. There's no way. It cannot be done. You could pull her out, but that would be that. Okay, so let's hear what he's talking about here.
Out of the car. This is confirmation of that over the police radio. He says 212, everybody get off the radio. I've got a black SUV northbound on Wolverine Way, passenger doors open, someone trying to hang out of it.
212, everybody get off the radio. I've got a black SUV northbound on Wolverine Way, passenger door is open, someone's trying to hang out of it.
That broadcast right there was less than 4 minutes after the Big Bang. So they had already gotten Charlie Kirk from the scene of the incident into the SUV and were flying up the highway with someone hanging out of the car.
Okay, I have a theory. I have a theory about that, actually. Charlie is fucking 6'9" or something like that, right? Like Charlie's enormous. So it's possible that what they're reporting is Charlie's legs out the side of the window, which would make sense because he's so fucking tall, right? And bottom line is, if I'm right or if I'm wrong, either way, like if I'm right, they're going to fully sell it and take it all the way to the airport. If I'm wrong, then they're really taking him to the airport. Either way, Charlie's body is fucking huge. Like, let me see how tall he is. They say, 6'5", still 6'5" is fucking huge, dude. So if they've got him, like, if I remember correctly, they laid him across the back seat. And so if they had, honestly, this would actually indicate that I was wrong, if anything. You know what I mean? Like if it's Charlie's legs out the window, like that's a full, because you would think, or I would think, that if I was right, like on the way to the hospital, there's no reason to like have Charlie's legs hanging out of the car. Like you could just get him in and then he could like situate himself when you're on the way to the hospital. But I guess they wouldn't do that. Actually, they would go full sell. Like they're going to do this exactly like if it was real, in which case he would have to have his legs out of the window. because how else is he going to fit? So yeah, I bet that car is Charlie. And I bet he's got his legs out the window because his body doesn't fit, would be my guess. Let me continue though.
So here is a bit of confusion. Our first little bit of confusion that enters. This is where they think they have another victim because of someone else hanging out of the car.
I assume this is possibly another victim. They've got one hanging out of the car.
So there was some confusion there. Hey, maybe we have a second victim. Why are people hanging out of the car? I understand Charlie's a big guy. I do understand that. And I understand when you're initially putting him in, it's going to be difficult to get a 6'4" Charlie Kirk into the car sideways. But you would think as they're flying up the highway, at some point somebody would bend his legs and close the door.
You would think that they would have never lifted him up under any circumstances if he had a neck injury like that. You know, like you would also think that there would be blood all over everyone, like all over Charlie. That's the other thing that I noticed when I was looking at those videos. Like his own shirt is only has blood like to here, dude. It's like where's all the fucking blood, man? You know, that's the other thing. It's like, okay, well, okay, so let's say I'm wrong. Then it's like, and then I keep going back to all these different things. It's like, where's all the, okay, there's no blood, there's no whatever, you know what I mean? But let me think. I mean, once they're in the car, I mean, theoretically, and I'm not the guy, people should ask fucking, ask Nate about this. I don't like, I'm not the guy to ask when it comes to what's the best protocol when it comes to like transporting someone with a very serious gunshot wound. Like there are much better people to talk to than me. I am definitely not one of them. I'm just the guy that starts shooting motherfuckers. I never know what to do after. I'm just kidding. That was a stupid joke. Let me see.
I would think, but
yeah, this has to be Charlie. This has to be Charlie. Black SUV, someone hanging out the window. It has to be Charlie.
We have yet another broadcast discussing someone hanging out of the car. This is a third broadcast that someone's hanging out of the car.
Copy 2530. In a vehicle 50 South 1200 West in Orem, they have one hanging out of the car. We're not sure if they're a patient or if they're just trying to get out of the area.
So this is a little bit of confusion again, that this could be somebody fleeing the scene of the crime.
Hanging out of the car though. Like I wish they were more descriptive with exactly what they're saying. By the way, I see there's a bunch of super chats. I'll get to them in a second. I want to do this first. Someone hanging out. Okay, so what would be a situation where it was someone like a shooter? Why would they be hanging out of the car? I mean, I guess it's possible if they were like some fucking lunatic who, you know, shot Charlie, they got in the car and they're like, woohoo, we did it, you know. But I still think that the most likely thing is that it's Charlie's legs out of the car, but I don't know yet.
You might have somebody fleeing the scene of the crime.
Very possible.
And so you can understand where the police are in this situation, saying, well, do we pull this car over? Are we slowing it down on the way to the hospital when someone might have been wounded? Or
wait, so because if that's actually very telling, because like, yeah, if it was someone hanging out of the car, of course, pull them fucking over. The only reason they'd be asking would be if they believe that it is someone who is frantically, like, how would they know they're going to the hospital or you know what I mean? Like them not just pulling them over seems like it makes it more likely that it's probably Charlie, I think.
Or do we let him go, assuming it's the victim, or do we pull it over, assuming it might be someone trying to get out of the car? Now, if you wonder, and as I have, if you wonder if the finishing off and this is a dark, twisted, drab way to think about this, and I hate to even raise the issue, but I have to because I've mentioned it, that there could have been a fatal incident inside the car. That I my working hypothesis is that Charlie Kirk was not just taken down one way. They would never have left it as they would never have left it up to a single gunshot from the Losi Center, 142-yard gunshot that they just hoped was fatal.
So, okay. So for me, I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen the footage of me when I first saw him get shot. I immediately was like, he's dead, you guys. Like, immediately, I was like, he's not going to make it. He's not going to make it. Because what I saw, that was a curtain call. And originally, one of the reasons that I was so skeptical of Ryan's initial take that he was alive was because I remembered Charlie seizing like he had a spinal injury. Like I've seen a billion people get stretched, and like, so, and when they really get stretched, and then, and they do that, like their body seizes up like that. Like I remembered Charlie's body doing that. And Ryan had me watch it again. He's like, watch it again, dude. He's like, watch it again. And then, like really watch it. Does it look involuntary? Does it look like he could have done it? And when I watched it again, I'm like, oh no, yeah, he could have done it. I was still 100 miles from believing that Charlie had faked it. But I'm like, okay, he could have done it if he was acting. But again, I was at 0.1% at that point. But I can't see how someone would think that would have not been fatal if it's real. Like that looked bad. That looked real bad. And you can remember Kyle Kalinske, that fucking piece of shit, after that happened in his little fucking giddy video, he's like, oh man, this does not look good, man. Dude, I think he's dead. I think he's dead. These fucking idiots like him, dude. They may as well literally have a fucking chalkboard that they've attached to their head. And they're like, here's how I actually feel. It's like his ability to cloak his emotions is fucking non-existent with a person like me. It's like, why are you so giddy? And it's not even like giddy, like he's like, I hated Charlie Kirk so much. It's just a fucking person completely disconnected from humans. He's like, I hate Trump. And anybody who likes him, fuck him. Fuck him, man. It's like, okay, guy. Okay. How many kids do you have? Cool. Like, does that feel like a pretty similar life to Charlie? Oh, you guys disagree on politics, so you're smirking at after you just watch him get shot in the neck, you fucking weirdo. I was waiting for this. Just, you're the internet's biggest drifter and have a lesbian haircut. A, I do have the biggest lesbian haircut. B, if what drifter means is a fucking gigantic dick and an insatiable appetite for mouth fucking idiots like you, drifter for sure. Potbelly, thank you for the super chat. It's all a Fugazi. CK told Candace Owens he saw himself dying young. Erika said that her kids growing up without a dad was the least traumatizing about 9/10. Erika was in Provo at 10:06 a.m. on 9/10. So like, that's the thing. Okay, so on the text message thing that he sent Candace, that was actually part of my original, like when it first hit me with the Phil Lyman thing, I put a lot of weight on that actually, where I was like, if Charlie really believed that he was going to get killed or whatever, then maybe he saw this as a way to get around that fate, was if he was able to like fake it, whatever. But it is also possible that Charlie had an idea like this for a very long time. And I mean, he certainly had some kind, I mean, he said it over and over and over. I don't think that there's any reason to think that was not true. But certainly a thought like that that would scare I would be absolutely terrified of that. Terrified. Because those kinds of feelings, are true. Like that kind of thing that just like, you just kind of know where you're like, and you're like, geez, I don't want to like make this happen with my brain, but there are certain things that you just feel like, yeah, I see. There's certainly seems like that is almost certainly true. But Erika said that her kids growing up without a dad was the least traumatizing thing about 9, 10. When did she say that? Okay. I mean, it's a super weird quote, but also like, again, I don't think it's real. So I think that like all the shit that they say is kind of weird and off. And again, if she was in Provo at 10:06 on 9/10, I believe that. And again, in my mind, that's a clear indicator that I'm right, because if she was a conspirator in an actual murder, you would always just do exactly what you're always doing, so that when people come and talk to you, it's like you would stay that would be the last place you'd be. You know what I mean? Thanks. Wait, did you send me something else, or was this like you thought I forgot about the email before? Let me see. Okay, that's the other one. Okay, cool. Classy, thank you for the super chat. Charlie's parents look truly devastated. Has anyone tried to talk to Charlie or Tyler's parents? The parents would know something, or the neighbors and Charlie. Jesus. Or the neighbors of Charlie and Erika in their apartment complex. Like, neighbors of Charlie and Erika in their apartment. Like, this is not the kind of thing that I am. This is actually a really important point for me to make. I feel like is like, this is actually not a thing that I'm trying to like solve, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to chase these leads down. I don't necessarily want to like definitively prove this, because again, my goal is not in any way to hurt Charlie or what he's trying to do. I trust his motives completely. What I see is, I'm being relatively open. I believe that I'm right. And like, what I see is a broken plan, like a plan that was good with some gigantic errors. And the biggest of which is being driven by the fact that people think that all of these people conspired to murder Charlie, which is, obviously, you know what I mean? But no, I mean, like, anyone try to talk to Charlie or Tyler's parent? Like, yeah, no. But Lance, dude, again, I heard that Lance is like this is from people in Utah, dude. Like, person from Utah, without me even saying it, they're like, when I was talking to him, he's like, dude, a lot of us think that Lance is not a real person. And this is months ago. This is like months ago. And my investigator had problems locating him too, like in the same way that like we locate anyone. Myers-Briggs. Oh, Myers-Briggs personality type. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. ENTG, not G. ENTJ. Definitely an extrovert for sure. So ENTJ. Yeah. I don't know those like off the top of my head. So let me see. ENTJ. I'm interested. ENTJ personality. Okay, let's see. So charismatic, strategic, decisive leaders driven by logic and efficiency, known for the ability to organize people and resources to achieve long-term goals, excel in corporate. Oof, that part. Whatever part of it is this. Like, most of this is correct, but man, I am not built for corporate. I have always been. Corporate's very challenging for me. It's like from the outside, from the outside in, I can look at an organization and go, okay, this is what you can implement to make this efficient. But the monotony that is required in a corporate job, which is doing the same things over and over and over, which are not passion, is just a complete deal killer for me. But it's neither here nor there. Thank you for the super chat. I'm driving faster. What I can't get past is the fact that they set up a booth for people to take selfies. That's fucking crazy, bro. I agree. And that's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly one of the things that is answered by my hypothesis, where if I'm right, who's helping like build, like do the strategy for these things, right? Like who's making a lot of these decisions in actuality, if I'm right? You know, it's like, because I agree. Like, that's insane. That's crazy town. but it might not seem so crazy if it's not real and you're trying to like think of what would be real. Like the unfathomable grief of a loss like that is, I don't know. I mean, it seems like it would be very challenging to kind of do all the right things, and everything that's had to do with Erika's reaction to it has just been all wrong, which is why, I mean, among many other weird things that have been going on, like, dude, the video I'm doing tomorrow morning is all about is about the conversation, like the whole thing with the 15-year-old, because someone put out this video about, like, they found someone found a bunch of stuff, a ton of stuff about that, like a bunch of new communications about, in the Erika and the Jillian thing. And I actually already recorded the video. It's uploading now. That drops tomorrow. But like, yeah. So look for that for sure. Danny, thank you for the super chat. Good, sir. Silvana, where does that leave the American people? Honestly, I mean, that is a complicated question. I think that I have no idea. Like, honestly, in terms of the way that I was speaking about it, because of like what the strategy would have been, there's too many unknowns also related to what TPUSA's plans are that I like. Okay, let me answer your question first. To me, it felt like we had real, like, majority unity like during and immediately after the election. And so much shit has happened since then, especially the Epstein files, that has just shattered that into a million pieces, that I don't know where I don't know where people land anymore. You know what I mean? Because it was like, it's so much easier to organize people against something than for something, if that makes sense. It's like, if people are fighting a common enemy, that is a universally easy way to unify a group. Like, there was the coach of that team, the hockey team that won against the Soviet Union in the Olympics miracle or whatever. I was just watching this thing about that. And the coach was the biggest cocksucker ever. He was such a prick. And they found out, it was because he did that on purpose so that the guys would bond fighting against him. I don't think that's necessarily like the best fucking coaching strategy, but that's, it was the same methodology. And it's like, so going into 2024, coming off of the pandemic, it's like, you had a groundswell of people who were like, all we needed was someone to come forward and be like, I will fight these fucking people for you guys. Fuck these people. And you're like, let's go, dude. Let's go. And obviously in my circles, it didn't hurt that he's best friends with Dana White. You know what I mean? Like, for those of you who are new, like, fight sports is where I come from. So it's like, everybody was like, Dana starting to bring him into the UFCs, all the UFCs, and then the crowd reaction to him, in my opinion, was the most powerful thing that happened in all of the election. And I'll tell you exactly why. Is because what the collective opinion of people is the most influential thing that you can put towards a person's opinion. Like, if someone thinks that their opinion is in the minority, they are much less likely to have it, and they're much more likely to fall in line if they feel as though there is consensus, right? Manufacturing consent and all that stuff, right? Social media makes it so easy to do that. I just learned about this thing my investigator sent me last night that I looked at, which is called Project Lazarus. Okay, this is so fucked up. As a matter of fact, I'll pull it up because to try to understand the impact of this is okay. So, all right. So let's look at this. 100% real. Okay, check this out. So, Meta patents AI that takes over a dead person's account to keep them posting and chatting. Okay. So basically, if a person, I'll read this because this is that great. I'm a Meta insider working on Project Lazarus. We're built. I know I can't verify independently that this is a real whistleblower, but from what we've looked up, it appears that that Project Lazarus is a real thing. Let me actually just double check that before I start reading shit. This just packages. Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't see anything that debunks it. Okay, so they could take over a deceased person's social media and continue making relevant posts as if that person's still alive. This includes progressed photos, interacting with other people's content, and everything else needed so that person continues in a digital realm after physical death. We were originally told this would be a service offered to people struggling with the loss of loved ones and people who had missing children. Okay, seemed like a decent idea. Things are getting weird now, and I'm having second thoughts about what this is actually going to be used for. The AI is extremely capable of impersonating people. It doesn't take as much initial input as one might think to train the AI how a certain person interacts with the digital world. It's very convincing. An entire island of people could go missing, and with little to no downtime, the AI could take over all of their social media, and the world would never have a clue that life wasn't just continuing on as usual. So I read that last night, and we were getting towards when we were going to bed. Gabrielle was like watching TV, and I said something like, "What the fuck?" And she's like, "What?" And I explained it to her, and she sat there and she's like, "I don't like that at all." I was like, "I fucking do not like that." I can't really fully put words to why I so deeply do not like that, but if you think about that, right? Like if they are able to literally mimic people exactly, right? Well, like how hard is it going to be on social media and have the system convince you that whatever opinion they decide is the dominant opinion? You only know how many people do you know personally? You know what I mean? Everybody's on social media for the most part, but how many people do you actually know well, right? Like I don't really know what my answer would be. Probably more than most people, but not like more than, I don't know, a couple thousand probably. I don't know. I have no idea. But like, well, if they've got, 6 million people on these and they are identical in completely, like you could never tell that they're not a real person, and they're posting completely believable opinions in either direction. That's just the direction they're told to. You're going to be able to shape society in a way that you never, ever, ever imagine. That's just one of the things that I was talking about earlier as it relates to how AI is going to influence things. It's also going to be like people use AI for everything. They're going to continue to use AI for everything. Anytime I have a problem now, I go on ChatGPT and ChatGPT shows me how to solve it. Like tech stuff, I ask it like I need to look something up. And there's always going to be the ability to kind of tilt it just in the way that they want. And it's like whoever has the joystick, you know what I mean? All I can say is thank God I live in Australia, dude. It'll be there too, for sure. There'll be, no one is immune from this if they have iPhones, Droid phones and social media. Thank you for the super chat. Assuming the FBI was involved in every aspect of the charade, why would they have Tyler Robinson take the fall instead of a more believable Lance furry twig? I'm not sure that Lance is real, but so again, this is getting into a realm that there's no way for me to know. Like, I don't even really have a super coherent theory. I just, again, if they can, my whole thing comes back to like, if whoever's doing this on the Utah side is capable of getting the ground ripped up the day after this, I mean, you're talking about a level of power that is extraordinary. Here's the other thing. And I'll tell you, this is the biggest thing to me that indicates that I'm right. And there is something fishy going on with the trial, is what I talked about in my last episode, which is this. Why is that a state case? Like, I understand people, like, believe me, I understand, like, capital murder is a state case, or like, and they're capable, of the death penalty or whatever. All right. Maybe, right. But like when it's a political assassination, that the FBI could have taken that case in 1 second, less than a second, in 1 second, turn it federal. And to me, it is so obvious that Trump would have, I mean, why would Trump is the top of the federal government, and Trump has the ability to use his federal government to take this case on with Kash Patel, his FBI director that answers directly to him, Pam Bondi, head of the DOJ. Like, this entire branch of the government is all Trump. He could personally be in charge of this, and Trump is like, go ahead, let the state take care of it. That seems so absurdly out of character that I'm like, this just, again, it's just another thing that like I was kind of weird to me before, but then is explained by this, because to put on a fake trial or to have people that maybe, I mean, again, I don't know how to solve that. I don't know how to solve for Tyler Robinson, but let's just, in a purely hypothetical scenario, if someone is taking him to the prison and then he goes in the back, like, or, you know, he goes into the shoe and then they have a way of sneaking him out. And then the day before he has trial, they bring him back. They put him in the shoe. He sleeps there for a night. They bring him out to court. They bring him back. Then he gets snuck out again. He's only in prison like the night before and then immediately after court. And then you'd have to have whatever, you know, people like, I was thinking that you actually would have to have the prosecutors, but you might actually not, dude. You might actually not. I'm not sure. But again, I mean, I spent time in Utah, and the LDS community is one of the most tight-knit. It is the most tight-knit communities that I've ever interacted with. And I always say I have tremendous respect for the LDS community because they live what they say. That's one of the things that is a way that I just measure people in general, is like, if you say you're this thing, then be that fucking thing, you know, like practice what you, or be what you present to the world. And like the LDS community has some pretty strict fucking rules about what they're allowed to do and and they do it. And their families. The other thing too, another way that I kind of evaluate people in general is like, look at the family. Like, it's like, okay, what do you got going over there? And like these families, they have this energy about them. It's like the reason that you would be so appalled if some dirtbag 30-year-old was talking to your 14-year-old. It's like, it's because your 14-year-old is like light and innocent and has not had that putrid darkness injected into their life yet. And you want to protect it. The best way I can describe it is like the LDS community, all of them are like the 14-year-old. I know that probably sounds weird, but that is how it feels when you're out there. Like the families are so close. They just don't have all that like shit that like most people do, because they're such a tight-knit community and because they actually walk the walk. And if you are in a leadership position in the LDS church and in Utah, you can, dude, you could get shit done. Like you can get things done. In the LDS community, all of them give 10% of their money to the church, period. Like no matter what, everyone does. Every single person, 10% of all the money they make goes to the church. There's no like, hey, they're not begging for money. It is something everyone does. If you are in the church and in a position of tremendous financial means, do the math. You know what I mean? In other news, did you guys know that Farnsworth's great-great-grandfather invented the television? Farnsworth on the wall, great-great-grandfather invented the television. I learned that today from an incredible investigator that reached out to me. Please like and share. Oh, thank you very much, dude. And thank you for the super chat. Sniper shot. Thank you, sir. What up, bro? Check your email under the, have the lamb stopped in the subject sting. Okay. I will definitely do that, dude. Let me see what I got here. That is weird about the legs or the hanging out the window. I bet, I mean, let's see. Oh, thank you, dude. Freezing in Pennsylvania. Yeah. Okay, I got you, dude. Thank you very much. I appreciate the kind words, and I got the note for sure. What's up, Jen? No, why? What's up? I will. Oh, I will when I'm done. I'm not gonna be in here super late. Okay, and then I got your theory is what makes everything else make sense. Thank you. I'm still with you on him, or I'm with you on him still being alive. I'm 95 on it. I appreciate you, dude. At the end of the day, it doesn't. Jen, what are you doing? Close the door, please. At the end of the day, like it doesn't really. I mean, I hope I'm right. You know what I mean? I hope I'm right, but not just because like I want to be proven right. Like I hope I'm right because I hope Charlie's fucking alive, dude. I hope this was a plan. Like it's a much better option than the alternative. But I mean, we'll never know. You know, but Mr. S, thank you for the super chat. What kind of man would willingly sign off on never being able to see his family or his kids or show his face again? Too many eyes to risk him seeing the family. So he definitely is going to be able to see his kids and his wife if I'm right. Like this is there's a lot of ways around that. And I am curious if I was right, what the plan is with like Erika and the kid, because like clearly Erika seems to be working a lot. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, I have no idea where he would be, but I am positive that would not be the trade-off. Like he wouldn't, because it wouldn't be necessary. It just wouldn't be necessary nowadays. Like you could be in a small community of people. It's like, dude, honestly, my life, I'm at my house. I don't know, the vast majority of the time, unless I go golf, do jujitsu, or go to dinner every once in a while. But like, yeah, I don't know. But I'm sure that he's got access to the kids if I'm right. Thank you for the super chat. If you're right, what do you make of the people like Harpole, Flood, Colvin, Erika, who they all knew, all of them for sure. 100%. If I'm right, all of them are in on it for sure. Would they count as good actors in all this? How so? That's my only hang up. No, they're terrible actors. Well, Harpole did pretty good. But yeah, no, none of them are good actors. That's the whole thing. Is like they're terrible. Not capable of demonstrating the level of grief that would be 100% certain to be associated with Charlie actually being murdered. That's why everyone is so suspicious. It's like the reason that you get a feeling about a person is due to if you don't know them, it's like you're watching a person, you don't know who they are, and people are naturally suspicious because it's a survival mechanism. And you're like, all right, they look kind of normal, but then you see something happen where what their reaction to that should be, and if they do something else, then you get really suspicious of them. And when the thing that's happened and they're not doing the thing is a brutal murder that made you personally feel so upset, and they're the ones who are like right now, and you're like, what's wrong with them? It's going to put this blanket of suspicion on them that is like, the whole thing is so fucked up when I think about it, dude, that like, yeah, I mean, again, if I'm right, like, just forget about like whether you're trying to like convince yourself, not convince yourself. It doesn't matter. But just like imagine for a second that I am right, and just imagine the situation that they're in. Because to Baron's point about what's happened to Erika and Charlie's, like any man would protect her from that. I've thought about that a lot, because without a doubt, I thought a lot more about this early on when I first kind of was about how Charlie thought this was going to go, and how he would have seen this going with Erika was so heavily influenced by how he sees Erika, and like not as much of, well, how good of an actress is she? Like to him, he loves her, dude. Like that's clearly indicated, like clearly shown from those videos. Like, where especially the ones where she's like, words of wisdom for today. You get to see him in like a live environment where he's just quickly reacting to her. He fucking loves that girl. And in the eyes of a guy who loves his wife, like who could fucking not like her, like that's the way he sees it. And so he's like, she's going to be the widow. She's going to be the widow and she's going to rise up. And the whole reason that it all seemed so fucking weird is because this was the plan of Charlie, and Charlie had underthought, like, if she rises up in this leadership position so fast, everyone's going to be like, what the fuck, dude? It's like, that's the missing piece in everyone's behavior, is all of them discount the emotional impact of Charlie being murdered, and it makes them make these gigantic mistakes. You know what I mean? But yeah, F and Eddie and the cruisers going on. Wait, Eddie and the cruisers going on. I'm confused. Appreciate the super chat. Brian Harpo, I believe, on the Sean Ryan show, said Charlie was laying lengthwise in the seat and was so long they couldn't close the door. And oh, wow. Okay. There it is, dude. Okay. That makes perfect sense. Because I don't know like how many people actually got in the car. The last I saw of them bringing him to the truck was like where the paramedics tried to give him the bag or whatever. But so, yeah, I mean, if there's a bunch of them in there, that would make sense. Dude, I should go back and watch that Harpole interview again. I haven't watched that interview again. Just see what I see. But yeah, he's the only one that I watched. Like, he's the only one that I believed, where I was like, oh shit. All right. Like, or not believe, but where I watched, I'm like, this is appropriate. But here's the thing. What is, you know what? Hang on for a second. Oh, look at it. Destiny's. Okay. Hang on. I will definitely do that also real quick, but let me look something up here. Brian Harpole resume, because, so he is, okay. So he's former police officer with extensive experience in private security, protection and training, integrity security solutions based in Texas public records. I wonder if, like, because the reason why I asked is because if he was a soldier, then he can conjure the emotions that he needs to demonstrate in the Charlie thing by thinking about an actual one of his friends that had been killed, But anyways, neither here nor there. Like I said, I got no beef with any of these guys at all. Zero. The opposite. Okay, let me look up Destiny. I want to help them. I would love if they hit me up. They're like, hey, you're right, and we made some mistakes. First of all, take those fucking videos down and help us. Help us unfuck whatever is fucked. I don't even know. I know where to look up Destiny, actually. We'll look him up on X. Oh my God. Never mind. That is not X right there. That was, why is my computer does that all the fucking time, dude. I go X and then it just auto-populates X videos. That literally happens all the fucking time. And I'm like, okay, I go on X 99% of the time. If I type X, I'm going to x.com 99 out of 100 times. Why the fuck does it do that? We don't have Pornhub in Texas, dude, So it is what it is. Okay, so we got, oh my God. Jesus, what is that? Okay, I'll look at that later. What? Let me see if he did it. I haven't looked at anything he's done in forever. All right, I'll look at it. I'll check it out later. Frank Turk said that Charlie's legs are, oh, he did. Okay. So that is very helpful. Thank you, Kelly. And Katie, what are we going to do? We need to do something. I mean, no, we don't. I mean, there's never going to be a moment of like, oh my gosh, we got it. Like, we'll never be able to verify it if I'm right. And honestly, it's very hard for me to even hypothesize like, well, if we figure out that this person did it, because I'm so confident that I am right, Candace, thank you very much. Very generous. KNM Gemini. Thank you so much. In my opinion, if Charlie is alive, he has reversed course. It's documented. He talked about his massive frustration during the conversation with MK. So he's giving in for now. Appreciate your critical thinking. So, by the way, this thing that happened to your typing when you were doing a super chat happens to me every single time. I don't understand. If I voice dictate super chats, then they go through clean. But when I try to type, this is exactly what happens every time. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's hard for me to speculate, especially because like I feel like in some of these bigger questions, I feel like I just have these I have like snapshots of things and I don't have enough context to know where I'm starting and where they are now. So like perfect example would be what you're asking about in terms of if they, or what, like they seem to be supporting Israel. That seems like Charlie was going the other way. So is that him reversing course? It's like we're all like we're basing that on the fact like a few things. Number one is he said some things on some shows that I would imagine would have never been cool with the Israel lobby ever. Like him floating that they allowed October 7th to happen. I mean, like that I don't think there's any scenario where that would be even allowed. Even if they were trying to pull one, they're like, oh, let's convince people that Charlie is whatever. I don't think there's any world where that would happen. He definitely said that Epstein was connected to Israel. He said something else too. I remember being like, God damn. But the text message thread where he's like, I'm going to have to leave the pro-Israel movement, I'm pretty sure was in reaction to him finding out that another donor had pulled their money because he was going to have Tucker at an event. And I don't know. I just don't feel like that's enough information for me to confidently say one thing or the other. It's different for Candace. Like Candace knows him, it's different for everybody who knows him. I didn't know him. I'm just going off of like what I read. You know what I mean? Thank you again. That was very generous. Joey Clem says, wouldn't you say TPUSA just needs to ask me to not make these videos? Makes you feel like you can't be trusted. If Charlie's hiding, he's lying and we've been lied to. Oh no, I'm very open with exactly what I think. Like the fact that I say that publicly is exactly why you can trust me. I'm saying that like what I'm making very clear, I'm on Charlie's side. Even if he did do this, well, especially if he did this and has a reason, like Charlie's my fucking guy. So that's what I'm saying. If I'm right and like there's something much bigger at play that I don't understand, which could very much be likely. And that where like, if even just throwing this out in the ether is that big of a deal, that's what I'm saying is like, if they were just like, hey, dude, you need to take that down, I would in 2 seconds. What I'm saying is I trust Charlie's motives. That's that's the point I'm trying to make is whatever Charlie's doing, I trust his motives because I see exactly what I know he saw, which is a very, very, very dark enemy on the other side that is intent on destroying everything that we love. I really believe that. Like, I genuinely believe that. And I genuinely believe that Charlie sees it that way as well. And I believe that if he did this, then it would have been in service of fighting that fight. And I'm saying, like, if I'm fucking it up somehow and just inadvertently because I'm trying to like make other people see like, dude, relax, like relax. There has to be a reason they did this. Then, if they asked me to take it down, I would in 1 second. Kendra Don, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for addressing the reverse course thing. I came in late in the video, but I think I'm almost sold on this take. Y'all like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Dude, the last episode was crazy because I didn't think that I had, I don't know. I put a lot more into the production of the first two by a mile, third one too. The fourth one, I'm like, okay, I was just like, I'm going to go through these things. And the fourth one is the one where people have been blowing me up and they're like, oh my God, this one's wild because I think that revisiting some of this stuff, like revisiting the Tyler Robinson and Lance Twiggs text conversation, looking at it through different eyes is like, it's laughable now. That the text conversation is fucking laughable. I mean, it always was, but there was no real like theory behind why. Like, why would the FBI be like acting like they're buying this fucking ridiculous story? It doesn't even make sense. And like they're not suspicious that they found a 30-06. And unless I'm misunderstanding, they didn't recover a bullet and there's no exit wound. Like these guys, they don't know ballistics. Like we went and tested it. It would have decapitated him, you know? But yeah, the Jennifer, thank you very much for the super chat. And Jed, thank you, sir. Who killed CK handy search tool? Who killed CK and is a handy search tool? Like just look it up. I just like Google it. They're like, oh, you were wrong. Ignore the trolls and liberals in the comments. I do. I mean, unless they pay for it. They can have my attention if they pay for it. Marla, welcome to the membership. What's the point? The reason? Okay, I'm sure some of this probably sounds insane. If you haven't watched the series, you got to watch the series. Like I go through all of this stuff. I'm just like talking about it publicly for the first time, like in a live situation. I'm behind on this live, Georgia. We QTC or oh yeah, you're way behind. What a treat herself for being put to work. Oh, dude, she is going to be a superstar. And I can say that because I've used, I use all three of them in my like ads. I've used them for, and like, dude, she's got that thing where she can just turn it on. And I was like, wow. And she loves it too. She asks me every single day if she can come and do this. One Wonder, thank you very much. The advertised at the same campus a year prior, hiring students. Super fishy. The CI. Oh my God, I'm such an idiot. I'm sure that this right here is so easy to decipher for anyone who has a functioning brain, but this CI thing does not fall into the category of predicting human behavior, and thus I am a fucking retard. Supervision. I think Robinson is part of it. Explains the smiles in court. I mean, honestly, smiles in court also could just be that he's. I mean, like if I'm wrong and he really did do it, I could certainly see a world where he thinks he's real special. You know what I mean? Like he's like, everyone knows my name, dude. I'm a special leftist, whatever. You know what I mean? Like even no matter how confident I am in things, I always leave. Like I'm always open to the option of being wrong. That's what, again, I was talking about that earlier. I'm like, I don't understand why people think that that's like some huge gotcha if I'm wrong about shit. I don't care at all. I know there are things I can know and there are things I cannot know. But yeah, I mean, his smiles in court, they piss me off. That's like that. Anyway, Potbelly, thank you for the super chat. In a September 2025 interview with the New York Times, Erika Kirk described becoming a single parent as actually the least traumatizing thing for me. Oh yeah, because she said that she came from a single parent, right? I remember that now. Thank you for the super chat. I remember that actually, because she was saying she came from a single parent, right? Explain why Charlie Kirk's body reacted that way. You mean like when he got shot, or where they made it? Have you watched episode 2? I definitely can't show that one on here because it is age restricted. And that is here. I realize I probably should have showed everybody this, but okay. YouTube's back up now. But here, so if you go to my channel and then you go to playlists, this right here is the playlist. It has all of the series. Like having just asking questions here is like mostly for people who have like seen it, because like this is, you're talking, whoops, what? 4231. I mean, oh, you guys can see like this one, this bottom one over here. Can you guys see that? Like, did Charlie Kirk trick the world? The bottom one, that one is a conversation with a scientist who, and this was like way before I actually believed it, but that was about where they were showing the science behind them saying that they believe that they have triangulated the fact that that a real bullet was shot, but it went into the trunk of the SUV and not into Charlie. I don't understand that science. So, whatever. But like if just look at the like the thumbnails, and it'll say part 1, part 2, part 3. And oh shit, did I not add part 4 to the playlist? I didn't, dude. What an idiot. I'll go do that right now because I am embarrassed that I had not done that. That needs to be done immediately. Okay, so but in terms of why his body reacted that way or any of that stuff, that's all in episode 2. Is where I went through like the special effects and all that stuff. So add to playlist, Charlie. Bam, it's in there now. What an oversight. Unbelievable. Okay. Butt Bush, not a hater. I've been down with Jesse before he said Unique sounded like a drunken seal. He quoted Dauntless dialogue without link to page. Oh, it's oh shit. You know what? I should put that in my like, what do you call it? My upload presets. So I'll show you. This is Dauntless dialogue. It's oops. It's just the URL. Like it's literally dauntlessdialogue.com. And I mean, nuke the moon. Yeah, they've got, I mean, their stuff is incredible. Incredible. But yeah, dauntlessdialogue.com. Member for a month. What's up, dude? Okay, the upside of the Charlie is alive theory, if popular, is it could save Charlie. No, I mean, again, if I'm right, I mean, if I'm right about all of it, like there is no world where I could be down like the way I'm saying, where I'm like, I trust his motives, and I also believed that they were capable of throwing an innocent kid into prison. Like that's not a thing. That's not a thing. It would have to be something that he volunteered for and believed he was doing something really important. And like there's some way around that. There's no way that I would believe that they would do that to a kid, you know? Love you, Jen. Me too. Oh, my daughter, Jen, when she was in here. Yes, she is amazing, dude. Miss Miranda, thank you for the super chat. And again, thank you. Keep doing this. I tell everyone about you. I feel like I have to, because your videos are so filtered on YouTube. You have to subscribe to see over half your videos for real. You have a great percent. So that is true. And thank you very much for that. I don't know how much of that is like just the way it is and how much. Well, I know that it's topic. It is based on the topic. So if I talk about this, this over here, they'll show it to lots of people. If I talk about anything having to do with the Epstein files and I just openly talk about Epstein, like it gets seen by fucking no one. It's actually very crazy, because in the way that I can identify it is every single time, no matter how many views it has, I have negative subscribers, which means it's not being shown to anyone new. And then when I'll look, it's not only not showed to anyone new, it's shown to like 98% actively subscribed to the channel, which means the other 2% are people who searched it, like people who watch my channel all the time, and they just had to search Jesse on Fire, go to my page and find the video, because like they just hide it. It's not I don't really know why either, to be honest. It's like, this is like the biggest story there is. It's always been like that for me about Trump too. If I have Trump in the title or the video is about Trump, it's the exact same thing, which is ironic, because when he got shot and they took the filters off, for, I don't know, whatever, 2 weeks, I gained 200,000 subscribers. Roger Lane gifted 5 Jesse and 5 memberships. Thank you very much, sir. And congratulations, everybody else. Where is my, oh, hang on for 1 second. Okay, so post proof of receipts. Receipts of what? Sorry, I don't know what that means. My question why the hell would he be hanging out of the passenger seat? If it's an SUV, why wouldn't he be in the back? The guy says passenger door. It might have been they might have just meant passenger side back door, maybe. I mean, one thing I don't think is likely is like Charlie trying to fight his way out. You know what I mean? Like that seems extraordinarily unlikely to me. But I mean, anything's possible. But I mean, he seemed to be, if it was real, dead. And if it was not real, why would he be trying to fight his way out of a plan that he is? You know what I mean? Explains the lack of any critical care ambulance. Yeah, I mean, exactly. They didn't let the EMTs work on him. Like they didn't even let him look at him. They didn't even let him look at him. There's a post that someone sent me today in my email, and they were actually being a prick to Barron, and I will show you. I will actually show you this just because I don't want him to think that this fucking came from me. Wait, where did that go? It was like, what the fuck? It was oh, here it is. Okay. So like this right here, this person sent me this, and it was like, and it had this in the title. And oh shit, I just realized I didn't mean to dox your email, my dude, but he was just showing that like someone, it wasn't him that posted it, but it was this post though. And it was like some guy that had a video up that was showing. Look, something went wrong. Did I just freeze or something? What the hell just happened? What is going on? Okay, okay, that just like, okay, never mind. That tab is furious. What is going on? That tab is furious at me for some reason. Okay, forget it. But it was showing, there was a video attached to that post, and it showed like Charlie getting shot from like every angle. It was like every single one. And it's weird, man. It looks like there's a variance from a couple, like some of the videos look one way, and then the one that's just most dead on is different. Almost like there's some people who are like, oh, they probably CGI'd the video. And I'm like, I don't think so, man. But in this one, when you immediately back to back, it does look like the main one where you're right in the front, it looks different than the others. But I mean, I don't know. No way to know. Jesse opening eyes on all this bullshit with Charlie Kirk. Great work, sir. Thank you very much, good sir. And Tyler Reed, thank you very much. Shout out from the Bay Area. Love you and your wife. You're one of the few I can actually watch because I know it's not bullshit paid for. It's definitely not that. And where are you in the Bay Area? Hey, shit, you're probably like, I'm gonna miss it. But yeah, we were in the Bay Area. We were in Walnut Creek until we moved to Texas like 5 years ago, almost exactly 5 years ago. I went to De La Salle High School. CIA PSYOP agenda. Who benefits? Qui bono. Episode 1. Who is it that told? Oh, that's Hillary Clinton. I'll show you guys that. I'm trying to get caught up on the super chats and just won't end. But Hillary Clinton did. Check out the real Ishmael Perez from last night. Love your show. I absolutely will do that for sure. Oh, you did it twice. Well, thank you again. Miss Miranda, you missed my last super chat, and the people need to know how important it is to subscribe to your channel. No, I got it. I was just late, I think. Right? I got it, didn't I? I'm pretty sure I got it. I think I was just I was late. But thank you very much. This is very generous. I appreciate you. Dude, how far behind am I? Oh my gosh, I'm 20. Okay. Man, I got to speed it up. Okay. Harpole said in his interview, he was hanging out the door trying to keep Charlie's legs in. That would make sense why he sees two people. That makes sense. Thank you, Carib Shop. Appreciate you. New people here don't realize that you're naturally intense. Congrats on 600K. Don't stop, please. Oh yeah. This is how I roll, dude. It's funny, dude, on a live stream one time, I was talking about I don't know. I said something about blood pressure. And they're like, dude, calm yourself down. I was like, what? They're like, you need to calm down. You said your blood pressure out of control. I was like, no. I was saying like, no, this is where I live this is basically my natural speed, as it were. And thank you very much again. Bieberhole, what's up, dude? How am I supposed to watch you and Nate at the same time, bro? Good to see. Wait, is Nate streaming right now? Shit, I'll fucking combine this shit, dog. Wait, hang on a second. Let me see something. I have to call Danks, you guys.
What up?
Dude, I just saw your text. You said someone sent in bots? Is that what you said?
Yeah, it was crazy, bro. I had to get rid of like 50 accounts. Someone sent in bots.
What were they? Oh shit! I just heard myself delayed through your computer. Wait, so there were were they coming in talking shit, or were they just like, what happened?
You had a lot of people. There was like 50 accounts talking about Kava, and then there was a bunch of people talking about I don't know, anti-Semitic, but it was
okay, yeah.
burning,
don't say it then.
Weird, crazy,
Yeah.
It was nothing.
All right, cool, dude. All right, brother. Later. He texted me that an hour ago, and I was like, "Oh shit! I didn't even. I did not know that. I didn't know Nate was. I didn't know Nate was streaming, dude. I texted our group to see if anyone wanted to stream earlier, but let me see. Linking Hunter and Tyler. That would be very interesting, wouldn't it? If we could get Hunter and Tyler. Hunter, this is in the chat on Reddit. Hunter's dad, Steve Kozak, is a TV producer who works for Jimmy Kimmel Live, and I feel like Hunter and Tyler were on using Charlie's music. Thank you very much, Marion. I'll look at that. I'll look at that later. If he is, how could you keep a 22-year-old child, Tyler, that is quiet? I'd be screaming. No. I'm saying he would have. Wait, where did I just get that from? Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah. He would be in on it. Tyler would be in on it. And again, the Tyler thing is all complete and total speculation. Marla gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, Marla, and congratulations anybody who got one. If you just got a membership for the first time, you're going to want to go back to the membership stuff, go to the oldest ones and then start there, because there's a bunch of shit that you will enjoy immensely. Beverly, I don't think Charlie went to the White House about Iran. I think he went there to get permission from Trump to fake his death. Otherwise, it would be a felony, and JD offered his money. So I think that all of them are in on it. JD, Trump, the whole Trump family, TPUSA, TPUSA leadership. And here's the other thing that I will say too. So about that girl, the girl whistleblower, the TPUSA girl whistleblower who I did that video about at like 4 a.m. after I've been working for 13 straight hours. And I was like, blah, blah, blah. I ended up taking that video down because under normal circumstances, it doesn't, I always watch my videos back and I'm like, oh, this video is good. That's the only one where I watch it back. I'm like, what the fuck was I doing? I was so tired. I'd been working on the first episode of this series for so long that my brain just like short circuited. But that girl, she thinks that she was fired because she questioned the official narrative or whatever. And that is highly possible, because, well, first of all, if I worked at TPUSA, I would absolutely assume that I am being monitored in every possible way, because they probably are. I mean, in all honesty, I assume I'm being monitored all the time. But, any organization that has that level of political clout that is connected to Peter Thiel, Palantir, JD, like if you have Palantir in anywhere near your vicinity, there's nothing about you they don't know. Like nothing about you. Nothing. They know everything you say. They know everything you think. They know. It's like they know. And so if you talk shit about Erika, first of all, if anybody who gets caught talking shit about the CEO of their organization is going to get fired. But in the case of them talking about the being critical of the official story, well, if I'm right, then it's a big risk to have people like that close sniffing around looking for answers. You know what I mean? It's like, it's one thing if TPUSA has nothing to do with it and it's just like, I don't know, like the FBI, like if TPUSA was completely uninvolved, right? Like they had nothing to do with it, that I'm completely wrong, that Charlie was murdered by whatever. And the shadiness comes from like Kash Patel on his own for reasons that are beyond our understanding. Like there would be no reason to, everybody would be very like concerned about the official story because there's a lot of holes in it. But if TPUSA was involved and it is this operation that I'm proposing, then yeah, having people working there who are talking about that and they know, you gotta get rid of them, dude. You have to get rid of them because they might see or hear something that you don't want them to see or hear. Because again, it's one thing for some asshole with a YouTube channel to be speculating on nothing but publicly available information. And especially in my case where I'm openly saying, I'm not doing any additional I'm not doing any additional research, none. I'm not going to be investigating anything. I am literally just taking publicly available information and structuring it together and being like, this is what I think happened. Someone actually looking further into it to where they could potentially like prove this, that, or the other. That's a completely different thing. And so that would line up, with why they were getting rid of them. I read something that said that they, actually, I'm going to get that number wrong, so I'm not even going to say it. So I don't know if this is brought up. My X account is down like YouTube was. Anybody else? Dude, that's what just happened. Okay, so that's probably what happened. I tried to go to X and it went all blank and dead. So I'm not sure if that's why. Harmless V-neck, thank you for the super chat. Any chance Candace would entertain the theory? So I've talked about this a bunch because obviously her specifically was probably like my number one person that I was trying to get to see it because I fucking love Candace. I've always had her back, dude. Like I said, I could see exactly what people are. And she's exactly what I am, just except a much less afraid of like repercussions version. Like she's like, I will burn the world to the ground. I'm like, shit, I don't want to fuck with these people, man. It's like if someone's standing in front of me, opposite, like if someone's just standing in front of me, that's completely different. But like these kinds of things are like, I understand how all of this works. And I don't want to be on someone's radar who has the ability to fucking completely, unwind my life. But yeah, I mean, for Candace, I expect honestly, I don't know if she's watched it. I anticipate that she would not watch it because the theory will sound so fucking crazy to her. But I think if she did watch it, I think she would figure out instantly that I was right. Because you have to see it all sequential and then just like, wait a minute. And then it just makes sense. That's assuming that she's not on the inside of it. I have I think that the likelihood that she was, if I was right, the likelihood she's on the inside of it is extraordinarily low because of how hard she's going at Erika and TPUSA. Like, I don't think that there's any world where she would be on the inside and doing that. But, like I said in the first episode, dude, Andrew Colvett hit her up and was like, it was supposed to be you. And everyone assumed, including Candace, that what he meant was like, you were supposed to be the one who got killed. And I think Andrew was saying it was supposed to be you running this fucking place if this happened. You know what I mean? Was the AI Charlie video after he supposedly died saying fight the good fight, how he's good now? Really AI? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Fight the good fight. How? Yeah, I have no idea. I honestly, I don't even know that video that you're referencing. Thank you for the super chat. Lightnator, thank you for the super chat. I think Tyler Robinson looks like a relative of Charlie Kirk, and I find it odd that others in the fight aren't acknowledging your idea that CK could possibly be alive. Listen, it takes a while for it to like marinate, for anybody. Like for anybody. I mean, I won't out them, but the people who are out who do this, like someone who I showed one of the first people that I actually pressure tested the theory against to see what I was up against before I released the first episode. They are as close to like an actual hard journalist as I have in my social circle. And I brought it to them and I was like, look, I want to tell you what my theory is. Right. And they stopped me and I hadn't even finished. And they were like, look, I need to protect you from yourself on this. Like, I don't know what's going on. You're a smart person. Don't do this. Like, they're like, don't do this. You have a huge platform. This is not like, he's not alive and this is going to go bad. And I was like, I disagree. And I disagree on both of those things, but I appreciate your input. And I bet them, actually. I was like, I'll tell you what, if after you watch the first 2 episodes, you still will tell me with a straight face that you think that there is a lower than 25% chance that he's alive, I will give you $100. And they're like, all right. And I was like, you have to be honest. And as of yesterday, they are now straight up entertaining that he's alive. Now they're talking about like trying to rationalize reasons he would have done it. So but it's one thing to talk to me about it. It's another thing to like be like, yes, I think the most extreme because this sounds completely flat earth. Like I realize that it sounds totally flat earth. The fact that I would fucking come out with it should be the ultimate validation that you can trust me because it sounds totally batshit. It sounds totally insane. I was completely dismissive of it at first. But so I think others as they evaluate each thing that happens and you start going, fuck, that would explain it, wouldn't it? And at a certain point, it's like, man, I think that might be it. You know what I mean? Jonah, thank you very much for the super chat. Blake, thank you very much. Thank you for all you do. I wish more people around my age watched your content. My generation is screwed. Yeah, dude, listen, if you are the generation I believe that you are probably in, you are not among a lot of your demographic. My demos honestly, my demographics were confusing to me for a while where I was like, really? It's like, it's just, I mean, so few, I have so few viewers that are like younger. Well, I mean, there's some that are younger, but like in their late, like, I think that I would have watched myself when I was like 27 or whatever. And there's I have extremely limited viewership in that demo. And that could be because they're not, into the same stuff, or it might be because the social medias are intentionally dumbing them down. You know what I mean? Don't think about that kind of thing. Look at this guy driving a race car with a bikini chick on it. You know what I mean? Sparkle Insider, thank you for becoming a member, dude. You will enjoy that. Can't put links in chat. That is true. And that is I don't know if they're doing that because they don't want to navigate people off the platform, but I think that's stupid too. So if Charlie's alive, when's the reveal? Never. That will never happen. Unless they really pulled something crazy, like I don't know. I mean, they're not going to do this, but if they're like, he's resurrected like Jesus, they're not going to fucking do that though. I don't even know why I said that out loud, but there's no reveal. That will never happen. I mean, at least not publicly. It's possible that he will reveal himself to, people, like individuals that he knows he could trust, that he has a reason to like converse with or whatever. But I don't know how he's going to be able to do that absent, like, when you operate in that world, there's no other way. Like, cause I don't think of Charlie as a person who kind of deals in as he's not like a dark character like the other side of this conversation where it's like if they brought you into something, if you talk, they're gonna hang you from a bridge. Period. And I don't think of him that way at all. But I think in this world you don't have a choice except like if I'm right, if you're going to operate like, and you're going to be interacting with people, if for any reason you bring someone in who's not, in the big boys, there has to be an absolutely catastrophic repercussion in the event that you started running your mouth. Doesn't have to be that you're dead, but like they'll fucking destroy your life, like in a way where you're not going to talk. It's just, it would be critical to OPSEC. You know what I mean? And we got, Jenny, thank you very much. Melanie, new member. Thank you. She was an actress. I apologize. I'm actually getting pretty close. This is only 7 minutes ago. She was an actress. Fuck, I'm sorry. I don't know who you're talking about. I apologize. You look very pretty in your picture though. Joe, Colorado. Thank you. Dude, everybody go watch. Yeah. Membership. Go watch the old stuff. It's amazing, dude. Dank says the internet is being attacked globally. Focused on social media. Check email. Holy shit. Really? Okay, hang on. Internet outages map. Okay, I don't know what any of this means, yo. Hold on. Let's bring in Danks. Oh, they were calling me a Fed. They called me Danks. They called me a Fed. I just saw your text. Everybody say hi to Danks in a second.
All right, I muted the call so that it.
Wait, so I've internet outages map. So what you're saying?
Go to this. Yeah, so X earlier today was being attacked. Now YouTube. So that first map that you're looking at now, it shows the most concentrated attacks. If you click the second link that I sent you, it shows which accounts are being attacked or which websites. So back in the email, there's another link that shows basically all the AIs, all the social media accounts, and what timeline they're all being attacked on.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Is this abnormal? Like for this many, like,
it happens sporadically, but it's definitely abnormal. Look at
and so like Google, YouTube all spiked at once, obviously. So that got, and AWS. So Amazon, Google, both got attacked at the same time.
Yeah. If you scroll down, YouTube,
Netflix,
networks, and then
X,
you can go and see the rest even more down. There's
Roblox,
all the AI,
Cloudflare, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Discord. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, there's a global attack.
Hulu.
It's happening as we speak right now. They're trying to mitigate.
Yeah, Amazon spiked at the same time. Prime Video, dude, that's fucking crazy.
This attack in one particular niche, like all of the biggest internet providers that I've seen, like all the websites like this. I've never seen like this before. So it could have something to do with, files or a variety of things. I don't know what it could be exactly.
Okay, that's wild, dude. Well, thank you for the update, dude. I'll call you later. Bye. Dude, that is crazy town. That is so crazy. I kind of want to call Nate on his stream. Actually, I'll go super chat Nate. Let's do it. I'm going to go super chat Valhalla because I heard he is also streaming. Oh my God. What am I doing? I just put gum in my mouth on autopilot. Like I didn't even think like I'm just chewing into a fucking microphone. What an idiot. Boom. He's live. All right.
Okay. So
there we go.
Obama is trying to claim that it's Republicans who do the mean, angry, divisive political content. Really?
There is
Larry. That is total fucking bullshit. First of all, it's both sides. Republicans and Democrats are equally as guilty of being divisive, of being petty, of being, there's no difference between the two. They both fucking do this shit.
He's right.
And so that I'm going to call bullshit on that. Trying to make it seem like we, the Democrats, we're just here for the community and we don't do anything mean. Fuck no, dude. Now, again, I'm not saying Republicans aren't bad about it too. Both sides are horrible about divisive content, are horrible about trying to bring things together.
That's true.
They're both terrible. Republicans and Democrats, neither side bridges the aisle ever. Unless it's for Israel and Ukraine. Then. If it's to give billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars to AIPAC, then yeah, we can come to an agreement. But no. No, Mr. Obama. You're not holding the moral high ground here. Okay. It's not a thing.
Okay. So yeah. So I've been sold on Charlie being alive since week 1. Did you see the email saying Epstein was in Colorado and they were going to call him Friday? Email was dated 2021. Melanie King video, keep killing it. Dude, yeah, I mean, I have literally I've never entertained it at all that Epstein was dead. It was so smart, man. Like the way that they did it. That chick got fired. Wait, hang on. They're like, Jesse's late. He must have been talking about it already. That chick that got fired as an actress. Oh, the chick got fired as an actress. Okay, got it. Thank you for clarifying that. I appreciate you. And then Starby says, internet equals BB is big mad. His money isn't working. I mean, dude, listen, dude, his crew kind of owns all those things, you know, for the most part. Charlie sacrificed himself like Jesus. Well, I mean, like, that is honestly, if he's dead, then that is possible, you know, in terms of because he said he knew it was going to happen. If it was if it's real, sorry, I just started. I'm reading their chat. They're like, what are you talking about here? Hang on, let me. I'll email it to Nate so he can tell people, because that's fucking crazy, dude. There and oops, and go. So that's so funny. I super chatted him and then I bounced. I literally never watch anyone talk about me, good or bad, on their channels. It's super fucking weird. I don't know why. Like, I can watch my own content all day long, but I feel super uncomfortable watching myself as a guest on other people's shows. And I feel super weird. Even if someone sends me something, they're like, dude, this guy was saying such nice things about you. I'm like, I can't. And definitely if people are like, this guy's talking shit, I never watch it. Absolutely never. Tyra, oh, what's up? San Jose, such a shithole now. Homeless. Yeah. I was dying last night the way you looked at your wife talking about Selena. I don't remember. Wait, what did I say about Selena? I don't even remember. Like, but so, we were talking about like her being a clone. That shit is fucking hilarious. We watched that last night afterwards. Thank you again for the super chat. Appreciate you. Shoot us an email and then hey, I'm curious. You don't have to pay every time. Like shoot me and Gab an email and we'll talk about it. Your theories. Oh, okay. Big Head Show official. Big Head Show. What's up, dude? There is absolutely spot on. I have said that Charlie is alive since the first time I saw the video. Keep traveling down this path, brother. Thank you so much. And thank you very much for that very generous super chat. You're the man, dude. Big Head Show official. Oh, Big Heads Show official. That's dope, dude. Let me do you as much of a solid as I can. Whoops. Wait, what the? Dude, is that not your at Big Head? Oh, at Big Head Show official. Okay, Jesus, I'm an idiot. God, I'm so stupid sometimes. There we go. Boop and boop. Everybody go subscribe. It's the Big Head Show. Bam. See, I'll give you a reason to start posting. I'll give you a reason to start posting. If you have show in your name, you want to do a show. Now you have to, because I put this up. Everybody go follow him. If Big Head Show posts in the next couple days, you have to watch it. So those are the rules. And I will take this $100 and spread it among everybody. Thanks again, and I appreciate you. And Michael Russell is a new YouTube member. You're the man. Okay, now I am going to show you what I was talking about when I said she lied. Okay, because I finally just got to the end of them. Check this shit out, dude. Okay, this is great because we're in hour 2, which means that I can show whatever I want. Okay, so this is the beginning. Okay, I got 3 great clips.
Do you regret the links that there have been? You know, we have no links. We have a very clear record that we've been willing to talk about, which my husband has said. He took some rides on the airplane for his charitable work. I don't recall ever meeting him.
Did you ever meet Ghislaine Maxwell?
I did on a few occasions, and thousands of people go to the Clinton Global Initiative. So it to me is not something that is really at the heart of what this matter is about. They are accused, and in both cases were convicted of horrific crimes against girls and women.
That's not true, Hillary Clinton. Okay. Let's just dissect those lies. Okay. So number 1 would be you have no links to Jeffrey Epstein. No links, huh? I don't know. Would your husband being such good friends with him that he has a painting of him on the wall? I mean, I don't know. Or the fact that, Bill hung out with him 1 billion times, or the fact that you have hung out with him, like it feels like a link, right? And when she said they were both convicted of horrific crimes, no, not accurate. Ghislaine Maxwell was convicted of trafficking to no one. So she got convicted of a horrific crime where for the first time ever, no one was on the receiving end of the crime that she committed. Okay. Wait, did we ever find out if there's someone on the prosecutor's team that's named? It was actually the defense team, and someone looked deep into that, and they sent me like a report on it, and they couldn't connect any of the people on the defense to Farnsworth yet. But so it looks like that might not have been true, but we'll see. Anyway, so that was, and then Jeffrey Epstein, coincidentally, was able to take a single conviction, or he pled to 1 count of, I believe, is pandering, to, basically paid for sexual contact with a minor once. And if I have I think the girl was like 16, 17. So it wasn't one of the youngest ones either. And it was just like, here's this 1 count. And then he got a 1-year sentence. And during the majority of that, he was able to come and go at the. So I wouldn't necessarily, I mean, yes, that's a horrific crime to pay to, but like, I'm not sure if you framing it that way would be accurate, especially considering you guys are probably the ones that got him that sweetheart deal. Let's be honest. or it's possible at least. Now, here's another, actually, let me do this one first, and then I'll show you another thing from her. Here's another part from that, okay? I haven't even watched this one yet, okay? Because they're asking directly about this. But they said she laughed when asked about this.
What was your reaction when you saw some of the material that has been released? I'm thinking, for example, of images of your husband apparently in a hot tub in a swimming pool on Epstein's plane. What was your reaction to that? And do you know the context surrounding some of those images?
Absolutely. And it wasn't a hot tub on a plane. It was one of the stops they made to look at philanthropic and charitable work that my husband has done, saving literally millions of lives around the world. It turned out that was done long before there was any public awareness and certainly any conviction of any crime by Jeffrey Epstein. So it was a short period of time that was in pursuit of charitable philanthropic work. A lot of people were traveling at the same time. Many staff members, guests, other supporters of the foundation. If Bill and I had a penny for every person we've taken pictures with, we would be extremely rich today.
Wow. Okay. So thank God I hadn't watched that yet, because I am so excited to break that down, dude. Okay. First of all, at the beginning, when her face is receiving the question initially, okay, we're going to watch that again. Watch her face, because she very, very much gives away how she actually feels about this. And then halfway through, she switches on and changes her entire presentation. And yes, I have seen this. You've seen her recent mugshot, not Ghislaine and jail. Yeah, me and Nate were actually texting about this, and Nate's like, that's a Filipino dude. He's like, that's not even a girl, that's a Filipino man. But it's I mean, if that is a real mugshot supposedly of Ghislaine, it's not real. I mean, it's not her, right? But okay, check this out. So what do we know? What do we know about Jeffrey Epstein that we've talked about before as it relates to who he's connected with? Like in terms of dynasty, the dynasty families, right? Okay. He is connected both to the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds, right? So check this out. And he's very close. He was very close with David Rockefeller, right? So let me see if I can find anything relevant to this conversation. Oh, I don't know. Who's that, dude? Who's that? There you go. Hillary Clinton and Lawrence Rockefeller together. They look pretty close. They look pretty chummy, dude. They look pretty chummy. And this is the kind of relationship, this is the way the world actually works, Hillary Clinton is obviously an extraordinarily powerful person. Not as much now as she was, but I've always said she is one of the last people on earth you would ever want to have a problem with you, because she's extremely vindictive and people are fucking terrified of her correctly. But at the end of the day, you think she huffs and puffs at them? Having someone like this behind you is what literally enables her to be Hillary Clinton in the future. These are the kingmakers. Okay. These are the people who create the kings. That's how you get a Jeffrey Epstein. I don't know what he, I'm still kind of at a loss of exactly where he fits in all of this, but when he says to Peter fucking Thiel, I'm sure I represent the Rothschilds, you're like, oh shit. Okay. So that explains a lot. Because there are people who, and this actually comes back to the conversation that we're having about Charlie, and people are making assumptions about Charlie getting off, if I'm right, him going off grid, and they see that as him sacrificing something. And the thing is that the real power players, like the real power players, the people who make global shifts, they're off. They want to be off the board. You notice that you will absolutely never see a Rothschild or a Rockefeller on those lists of people, of how wealthy people are. And when they are on it, the numbers are stupid. Oh, this Rockefeller is worth $8 billion. Yeah, fucking right. Or the Rothschilds. How do you calculate a net worth when they literally control the entire monetary system in the fractional banking system where money is always created? Okay. Like their net worth is whatever. Like they could just decide, and they don't want anyone to know their name. They don't want people to know where they are because it's much better for they want their hand to be invisible. That's where Charlie's going. Like if I'm right, that's where Charlie's going on purpose. And PJ Baker, welcome to the membership. You will enjoy. If you go to the early stuff, that's me like telling stories. Like I told some really funny stories on there. When is my next fight? Can I come? Jiu-jitsu. You can come, dude. You can come watch my next fight tomorrow at Jiu-jitsu. Anytime. I make no secret, dude. If someone wants to be my friend, it's easy. All you have to do is just move to Austin, join my jiu-jitsu academy. You'll see me all the fucking time. Like when people tell me they're like, I'm moving to town, dude. I'm moving to town. They're like, we got to hang out. I'm like, listen, that's awesome, but there is only one way to hang out with me, and that is to join. Like all I do is work and do jiu-jitsu. If you do jiu-jitsu, we will be friends. Basically, everything I do in my social life is connected to the academy in one way or another, except for and honestly, our social crew is even the ones that we are friends with external of the academy, they own all of them. So it's like, literally, all of my friends are connected to Six Blades, everybody. And that is open to the public. All you have to do is just train. You know what I mean? Other fun tidbits I'll be at the Austin Open this Saturday I'll be at the Austin Open this whole weekend though. The IBJJF Austin Open has a weird schedule this weekend though. They changed the days. All right. I wanted to show you guys the other thing. Hang on. So check this out. So let's watch this again. And then we're probably close to wrapping this thing, but check this, dude. Okay. Watch her face when he first starts posing this question.
What was your reaction when you saw some of the material that has been released? I'm thinking, for example, of images of your husband apparently in a hot tub in a swimming pool
shaking her head.
Epstein's plane. What was
she's shaking her head no. She's shaking her head no. And Hillary Clinton is an absolute stone pro. Like she's a pro at this game. And she's betraying herself in a way that is way beneath her capabilities. That's how pissed off she is about this. Like that, honestly, I have a lot more to say about this than I realized actually, watch it again though. Okay. And just understand that a person like her is always cloaking herself in terms of what she presents. There's never going to be a time where she is going to present a genuine emotion in an environment like this ever. Like the only time that you would in a role, like one of the roles that she would be in, present genuine anger, genuine whatever, would be in a situation where you are feeling something so virtuous, like you want to help these people. These people are hurt. I personally do not believe that is how her brain works. So given how I think her, like the way she actually thinks, there is no real emotion that she would ever display publicly in an interview. And thus, given how long she's been doing this, how big of a pro she is, the fact that she is this obvious is very telling. And the reason almost certainly is because this whole fiasco with Bill it has destroyed them. Like, not destroyed them completely, but this is the biggest fiat. Like, this is the worst situation they've ever been in. Like, this is by far the worst, like, hardest to navigate situation that they've ever been in. They are going to have to go testify. And in this case, Bill has been a tremendous asset to her, you know, for the most part, outside of, like, you know, Lewinsky stuff or whatever. But in this moment, like, he is a catastrophic hand grenade that blew up underneath her. She didn't have anything to do with any of this shit. She never got connected to any of these guys. I mean, like, she has been operating in the darkest circles, all these same circles, and she's never gotten tied to shit because she's too fucking smart, you know? And because she's a woman, which makes her way more dangerous because you can't trick her with pussy, you know? Like, I don't care how powerful the guy is. Like, they all have the same weakness. Like, it's amazing that people don't talk about this more often, which is like, people think because guys are physically stronger, that makes them, like, more dangerous in, like, in this game. If you have a woman who is equally intelligent and ruthless and strategic as a man, she's way more dangerous than the exact identical male version, because they'll always underestimate her and she'll fucking eat them alive for it. Like, that, underestimating an enemy is the worst thing you can do. And they always will underestimate a woman, and then she'll use that against them. Also, women are much less inclined to require acknowledgement when they make a move, you know, like, so when they're trying to navigate things, you know, I mean, not some of them. Hillary, you fuck with her for sure. She wants you to know when she buried. Like, you get buried, she 100% will want them to know. But she is also the biggest savage ever. Lots of women. I'll give you a perfect example. The woman who's TUSA fundraiser. What's her name, dude? Hang on. Let me pull her up because I want to make sure that I say the correct name. I might have to call Danks because I really want to look at her face when I say this. I have to fucking call. Hold on. I got to call Danks because I'll pull up her picture. Hey, what's the woman's name who is the lead fundraiser for TPUSA? Stacey Sheridan. Okay, thank you. Okay. Wait, where'd she go? Let me just, okay. Yeah, this woman. Whoops. Okay, so this woman is crazy smart, super strategic, and she would never revel in burying someone the way that Hillary Clinton would. And she would have she would take an enemy out and they would never know it was her ever. This is an enemy you would not want under any circumstances. And people will always underestimate her. This is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Navigating in the world like this is like, people not seeing you coming is the best position you could possibly be in. She's a savage, that one. For sure. First time I saw her talk, I was like, oh, damn. Do you think they could have messed with the speakers and no shot went off? No, I don't think so. I think that the only reason I even think that the firing the rifle into the SUV is plausible, as opposed to just firing like a blank or something, is just to make every aspect, like, just to lock it down so that in the event that people looked so closely at it, because there's so many, video, like, you just, there's no loose ends, right? It's like you actually fired a real round, aside from the fact that you shot a round that would have blown him. You know what I mean? It is a weird situation though. Like in terms of, if I was on the other side, like the planning side of this, and it's like, okay, so we're going to be, again, hypothetically, of course, but we're going to be simulating a gunshot from 150 yards. And we're only going to have an entry wound on the front. It is possible that they meant to have, someone said that they thought that there was supposed to be an additional effect that went wrong. But like, what caliber would you say? You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. Again, that's a Nate question, dude. But a 30-06 is just a very poor choice because everyone knows that is such a Titanic fucking round, dude. Like it is so crazy how different it is. I had a 6.5 up here. Like this is a 223 or 5.5. I can't remember. 5.56, 223. They're exactly the same. But like, this is a little bullet, dude. Look at that. Like compared to a finger, it's like it's very small. A 30-06 is like, it's so big, dude. The Rothschilds are the Fed. Correct. They asked Epstein to be on the Trilateral Commission, deep state shit. David Rockefeller asked him to be on the Trilateral Commission, but same difference. Yeah. Hillary got clowned by that dude in Germany too. I didn't see that, but I don't know. I'll look that up, but he might pay for that, dude. He might pay for that. And Stacey looks like Claire Underwood from House of Cards. She does. I wonder if that's intentional. Honestly, I didn't even think about that. That is completely disconnected from my opinion of her. That's like, that's not why I say that at all. But that is interesting. Now that you pointed that out, I hadn't even thought about that. I wonder if like, that would line up. Actually, it's her favorite show. She's like, I love Claire. It's like, Claire was ruthless too. And Claire would not require any credit for, but yeah, Hillary, if that, I don't know what happened in Germany, but if somebody really fucked with her in a way that pissed her off, like she will for sure want them to know it was her that got him. Let me go back to that though and show you her shake her head again because it's just gold, dude. Favorite spots in Vegas. Big fan of your wisdom. Thank you very much, dude. My favorite spots in Vegas. I like staying at Cosmo. I stayed at MGM. I've gone to Vegas. It's embarrassing how many times I've been to Vegas, but yeah. Recently, I've been doing Cosmo or Aria. I really like Aria now too. Aria and Cosmo are my two favorites. Or Vidara, but Vidara is connected to Aria, but those are great joints. Thank you for the super chat. PJ, thank you very much for the super chat. You're badass, Jesse. You should be a private investigator. I'm officially addicted. Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. As long as someone else is like collecting the clues, I can if someone gives me a map of things, I can put it all together. But the clue collection would probably not be my strongest suit. Bewitched Butte, thank you for this project. Please explain to me, if he is alive, why would he have gone along with this theory, knowing now what's happening with Erika Kirk? Okay. Well, first, why he would have done it, I've talked about a bunch already, so I don't want to re-go over it. But I'll show you exactly where you can find episode 1, where I described. If you go to my playlist, and whichever, I don't know, you go in there, it says the Manufactured Martyr Part 1. If you watch that, that's basically the very first thing in the entire series. I explain why they would have done it. And as it relates to Erika, this is all very unforeseen. Like this was definitely this plan is not going as planned at all. It's just there's no going back. You can't undo it. Cannot be done. And as a preview for part 4 or 5, depending on how you look at it, the Fort Huachuca stuff, which I have no reason to assume Wolves and Finance is like like he says that he talked to Mitch Snow and now he believes him. I mean, look, like I could be fucking wrong about like what all I was saying about Mitch Snow is that he is a weirdo liar that I could tell instantly that he was a weirdo liar. And so, of course, at the time when I had like, you also have to understand at the time, I never once suspected that TPUSA was involved in Charlie Kirk's murder at all because I thought Charlie was murdered. And so it was like, I have absolute 100% like confidence in my ability to read people. And when it comes to extreme things like that, like would that person participate in murdering that person? And so like when I looked, I'm like, no way, no way, no way, no way. I just, no matter what clues there were, I was like, no, not possible. They wouldn't kill him. It wasn't until that seed got planted and then I started looking at all of these different things. It's like, okay, well, they would, do that. But the Fort Huachuca thing, though, if I was wrong about Mitch Snow, well, actually, I don't have to be wrong about Mitch Snow because he's still a weirdo liar. It's just weirdo liars can fucking see things to the point that people were making when me and Nate were like, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like Nate and I were both correct, which was that his credibility is extremely low. People with extremely low, credibility still walk around in the world and can see shit. You know what I mean? So like if Wolves in Finance talked to him and then he corroborated things that he said with things that are actually true, then it's like, okay, maybe he was telling the truth. Maybe he saw them, whatever. But the bottom line is like, just since we're talking in hypotheticals anyway, if those people were at Fort Huachuca, if that's true, right? If Fort Huachuca really is this hotbed of action and it's all related to the Charlie Kirk thing, then for sure I'm right. That is the thing where the more that you believe that these people were at Fort Huachuca, that's an absolute 1000% lock that I'm right. Okay. Because that is a place where you plan a large, huge group of people that have to navigate and pull off this enormous psyop operation. You have to fucking plan it. You have to like test, you have to train, you have to like get all of the people. Like when you look at Farnsworth, who immediately beelines around and then is standing on the wall ready to get that, capture that video. I'm fucking right, dude. Like, just like, I'm sorry. Like, again, allegedly, but as me to you guys, like, I'm fucking right. I'm telling you, like, I'm right. I'm not trying to like, I understand why people don't agree and I don't care if people end up getting there, but I am right. Like, I'm fucking right. And when you watch, Farnsworth immediately beelines, goes up, he's on the wall, gets the perfect shot of Charlie. You have Mikey McCoy is on the phone and then just turns and like walks immediately like he has somewhere to go. That's because they've rehearsed this over and 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 over. Charlie had probably had that fucking thing go off under his shirt and then, done the thing and watched the video back a fucking billion times. He had trained himself to not anticipate the thing going off underneath his shirt. If I'm right, if I'm right, literally, he would have done this so many times to where he actually got himself to where he knows that level of impact is coming and he can just like relax. And I've heard people say that they can see him brace for it. I actually don't really see it, but I haven't looked that hard at that because, but yeah, Fort Huachuca would have been, if all that's right, that's why they would have been there. But again, the Erika stuff is completely unfortunate. He would have thought that people were going to embrace her the way that she had been set up to be embraced. Because he sees her how she really is with him, and he just could never have fathomed what it would look like if she couldn't pull off grieving wife. And then, hey, not only what if she doesn't pull off grieving wife, what if they start looking into this and they find, because in his mind, he's like, we've got this completely surrounded. Tyler Robinson, like, this is the kid, we've got Cash. We have this text conversation. We have the fucking, the Discord group. We've got all the, like, no one's going to question this. There's too much evidence. Like, this guy did it. And it's a left-wing radical. Everyone's going to want this to be true also. Why would anyone be trying to poke holes in it? Honestly, that's what my whole thing was at the beginning was because I'm like, why is everybody trying to tear this down? This is like, first of all, there's an overwhelming amount of evidence, and also it literally validates all of our hypothesis. But they were right. I mean, at the end of the day, my confidence in, I mean, again, there's no way for me to know for sure, but like now I think that the people who were suspicious were correct, just wrong conclusion. They were correct that they were conspiring in this, but they were wrong about what the conspiracy was, you know? But yeah, he never imagined that this backlash would have happened ever. Nurse Kate, thank you for the super chat. And hey, Jesse, missed the live. I am agreeing with you. Thank you very much. Still here somehow. 75. That's not that long. Thank you for the super chat. Scotty Ellison, what's up, dude? Coming to Roll next week. Hope you got a chance to watch my Ron Paul and how the media blacked him out. Nice, dude. Yeah, I didn't. I have not watched it, but I will. If you're gonna come, you should come Wednesday night. Wednesday night at 6 would be that'd be a good time. Because usually we'll have like we'll have a guest, not a guest, but like we'll have like a special instructor. Everyone should be there. Like, yeah, Wednesday night at 6 would be a good night to come. MMA Flicks Chill. Ugh, what did I miss? Just got here. A lot, dude. I've been on for almost 3 hours. Donna, how are you? What if he thought it was a psyop and then they made it happen? Love how you and your wife are with your girls. Oh, love me and my wife and my girls. Thank you very much. I've heard this proposed before, but I don't know. That's like, I don't know. I've had like smart people propose that to me. I'm kind of like, but like, why? But also it doesn't make any sense to me, because the entire way that I have evaluated this is because all of the people closest to him have displayed zero grief, which indicates that they've spoken with him, you know, like they know he's alive. And so, yeah, like they, you know, oh, we were going to do a psyop, but then they murdered him, would invalidate the entire way that I got to this conclusion, if that makes sense. And by the way, everybody make sure, for sure, that you watch the episode that I am dropping first thing in the morning, which is about the major development in the Erika Kirk and the 15-year-old story, because that story got a lot weirder, man. I want to see the SIM cards Farnsworth grab. They're not SIMs. They're the what do you call them? They're like the ones that go in the camera that hold the digital images and the SD card. Is it SD card? I think it's an SD card. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, me too. But he wouldn't show them to anybody. And what did Candace say? What was the thing that Candace said? I need to bring that up in my next episode, actually. Let me write that down in the thing. Okay. Do you remember what Candace said? Does anybody else remember? Because the thing that she said, which would have been, you know, whatever she says first is going to be the most overwhelming, you know, thing that was impressed upon her by watching it. And what was that? No blood. That's what she said. She's like, there was no visible blood from that angle. And, you know, I know I've like talked about this on the channel before, but when I reached out to Candace, because I thought I had that video that I thought was the like exclusive, the only one, I ended up being wrong and humiliating myself. But what she told me though was like, she was looking for any videos from the other side, like the bloody version. She's like, the internet's been scrubbed of those. Those are the ones I want. And I was like, really? Because like, that's the only one I saw. So I was like, wait, you can't find those? She's like, no. And I looked around. They were hard to find for a minute. I did find one and send it to her, but yeah. So like, I mean, that's what she noticed. No blood, which is very weird considering there's also no blood on their hands, no blood trail, no blood from a shot like that. Blood that comes out that much immediately, where did it all go? Like, why would the blood have stopped? You know what I mean? And it's only just that, like, just the blood that we saw. And then all of a sudden there's no more. It's just, I'm right, dude. I am right. Sorry, that's the wrong one. Thoughts on how Bohemian Grove ties into this. So I have a weird thing to say about that, because a really good buddy of mine, like a really good buddy, he wouldn't probably like it if I said who it was, but he's a fucking big deal. And he got invited to join the Bohemian Grove Club. And he's like, he's like, oh, I'll have you out there, man. He's like, it's fun, man. We go just camp and drink. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, dude. He's like, it's like the real one, like the owl, all that shit. And dude, I should hit him up about that. Hey, were you serious about the Bohemian Grove thing? But he's completely, there's no scenario in a billion years that he's anywhere near any of these baby eating fucks. Like, he's not one of those guys. He's absolutely at all. But anyway, yeah. So how about if Candace is in on, I don't think she is. I can't see a world where, here's the thing. If she is in on it and they are like, this is a planned thing to have her attack Erika at this level, then that means there is a much, much bigger reason than the stated one. And if that's the case, then I am fucking them over by talking about this. Because that would mean that they were trying to fool a nation state. And it was that important that they pulled it off, that they would have Candace destroying Erika's entire, public everything. So I think that's very unlikely. I think that she doesn't know. Victor Hugo coming to Six Blades 28 near me. Victor Hugo is my boy. I just hung out with him I hang out with him all the time, but what day was that? Saturday. Yeah, you should definitely go to that, dude. Victor is an absolute stud. And fuck, man, it doesn't even make sense how a person that big can be so fucking smooth. His jiu-jitsu, his nickname is Big Man Flow, because he just flows, dude. He's never stiff. He is unbelievable. He almost accidentally broke my arm one time. That's the only, he doesn't go hard at all, but he's just the way that he fell into this arm bar, and anyway. That's the only time that he almost hurt me, and it was because he treats people like they're little teddy bears, he has to use 0.1% effort to dismantle anyone who's not in the top fucking 10 best heavyweights in the world, but he's amazing. I love that guy. Ekarnev, thank you very much for the super chat, and thank you very much for that. Appreciate you, dude. It does seem like forever since the Fabio days. I need to find someone that I can, dude. Oh my God, dude. I should do a fake interview with Kyle Kalinske. Oh my gosh. I should for sure do that. For sure. Oh man. Okay. That was a great idea. It was a great idea you just had when you said it's been a while since Fabio. Thank you, dude. The rental was immediately auctioned. The rental was immediately auctioned. Which rental? Legally Brunette. I like that, dude. The rental was immediately auctioned. I'm sorry, I'm really confused. I don't know what rental we're talking about. I have guaranteed proof CK Security lied on the Sean Ryan, lied to Sean Ryan on his show too. I'll email you. Please do, dude. Because depending on the lie, it might play in very, very important. All right, 3 hours. I got to jump. I'm going to go lay in bed with my wife and then go to sleep. You guys are the best. Thank you guys for hanging out. And then definitely tomorrow, look for that, the video about Erika. It is, you will enjoy it. I promise. You're not smarter than your audience. Who said I was smarter than my audience? I don't even know what that means. What does that mean? I've always said I think I have the smartest audience of anyone on YouTube. So I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. I don't know what you're talking about. And besides, you're a girl. I assume all girls are smarter than me. Okay. Let's beat the street. Love you guys. Peace.